Hi friends! Welcome back to my channel. I'm Aso, this is Aso Tarot, and in today's Pick a Card reading, we are going to be doing a deep dive into your person's truth for you. We're going to be exposing their thoughts, their feelings, anything that they want you to know, and just do a deep dive into how they're feeling and how they are seeing you. So I actually had a completely different reading planned for these piles, but Spirit came to me in a dream and said that I needed to do a video about your person's truth. So that is what we are doing today, and I'm going to go ahead and show you everything that we are going to be covering because it is going to be a very juicy reading. So for the YouTube reading, we're going to start with the energy check, and we're going to start by looking at who your person is, and they're going to be on the left side. So if this sounds like a person you're asking about or a person you know, then you have found the right pile for you. If it sounds like yourself, be forewarned that the entire reading is going to be from your perspective. So if you don't want to hear about yourself, I would choose a different pile. Unless you do want to hear about yourself, it might help you trust when there's a reading about your person to get a handle on how accurate things are. But then we're also going to look at their energy towards your connection at this time, and also how they are currently perceiving you. So the who dis part is going to be objective, just telling me and you who this person is that we're going to be channeling, but their energy towards the connection and how they perceive you, that is coming from your person's subjective perspective. So then after we do the energy check, we're going to get into the tarot, and we're going to look at the truth that is in their mind, their heart, and their soul for you. So I'm going to pull a couple cards for each pile, and we'll just kind of see what is in their thoughts, what is in their feelings, and what is in their soul for you. And then we're going to finish off the free reading by looking at guidance for you moving forward, whether it is related to this connection or not, anything Spirit wants you to know. So if that part of the reading resonates and you're enjoying it, definitely check out the extended, because not only is it going to be very juicy, but if you haven't checked out an extended before, we have a lot of fun over there. And if you think I'm unfiltered on YouTube, just wait till you see me on Vimeo. So if you join me in the Vimeo reading, we are going to start by looking at what is next for you / this connection. So it's going to be kind of like the energies you'll be experiencing in this connection and the energies the connection will be showing the both of you in general. I'm going to shuffle all of that on camera, so we'll kind of just take it as it goes. And then we are going to ask a ton of questions. We're going to look at your person's intentions towards you, and then from their intentions, what action they'll likely take towards you. We're also going to ask if there's any action you're being guided to take, and if so, what. And then we are going to ask a secret your person wants to confess to you. So I'm going to channel this from their higher self, so that their higher self is saying it's okay to give permission for that. But then we're also going to see what they would say to you, and we're going to use channeled messages to look at what their human self would say and what their higher self would say, which is like their soul self. And then we will finish off with any further guidance Spirit wants to give you. So it will be very juicy. We are covering a lot, and hopefully it will be something that you enjoy. So we have 4 different piles for you guys to choose from today. Starting with pile 1, I'm going to be using the Pink Tiger Tarot, and I have this Ruby Aura Quartz Tower on top. And then for pile 2, we are going to be using the Magical Tarot. It is a Sailor Moon themed deck, and I have this piece of Kunzite on top. And then for pile 3, we are going to be using the Moon Void Tarot, and I have this Aura Rose Quartz Tower on top. And then finally for pile 4, I am going to be using the Final Rose Tarot. It is a bachelorette themed deck, and I have this piece of Citrine on top. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to decide which pile you feel most drawn to. It is absolutely okay to be drawn to more than one pile. It's quite possible Spirit wants to talk to you about multiple people. There might be one pile that represents you, one pile that represents your person. most important thing is to take what resonates and don't let the rest take from you. Don't stress yourself out too much, you know, don't try to force a message that isn't fitting, but hopefully there will be a message for you here today. I'm really excited to see what comes through, considering I don't get messages in my dreams very often about what I'm supposed to make. It's usually more of an intuitive thing, so I'm really intrigued to see what's going to come through. But once you have picked your pile or piles, you can go ahead and scroll down to the description box or the comment section where I will have all the timestamps listed down below, as well as the links to the extended. I want to give a big thank you to anyone who does check out the extended. That is one of the just greatest ways to support me, because I'm giving you something in exchange for money. Anyway, once you picked your pile or piles, I think I've already finished this part. My short-term memory is just not there. You can go ahead and find your timestamp, and once you have picked your pile or piles, I will see you in your reading, and hopefully I'll see you in the extended too. See you soon. Hi there, pile one. Welcome to your reading, and thank you so much for being here. If you guys chose the Ruby Aura Quartz and the Pink Tiger Tarot, this is going to be your reading on your person's truth. So if you want a full breakdown of the reading, there is one in the intro. Definitely check that out. But we are going to start by looking at who this person is. So if it sounds like yourself, I will warn you now that this reading will be from your perspective. So if you don't want to hear about your perspective, I would try a different pile. If this doesn't sound like someone you know at all, then I would say this reading is not for you. But ideally, you know who this person is, even if it's not the person on your mind. But no matter who it is, I'm going to address them as your person. So let's see who it is. So to start, we have the slice. We have children, surprise, trust, innocence. And your person actually got 2 of these archetype cards. So for one, we have teacher, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. And we have monk/nun, selfless, devotion, and single-minded dedication to spirit. And then these 2 cards are going to represent your person's energy towards the connection. So to start, we have the Angel of Strength, and we have the Bud, potential, promise, it's about to happen, keep going. There's a movie that Spirit's showing me right now. I'm getting a lot of information already that I can't wait to channel, but if you've ever seen Are We There Yet with Ice Cube in it, that movie is coming through. And then these cards will represent how your person is perceiving you. So for you, I love this. We have the 0 of Fucks. We have Whips, error, infidelity, punishment. I will elaborate on that. And we have Mother, nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life. So I definitely think, let's start with who this person is. This is someone who is definitely very smitten with you. They definitely see you as somebody that they have feelings for, and I don't think that they have their eye on anyone else. This person actually gives me pretty wholesome vibes. They could be a single parent, or they could have a career that involves them working with children in some way. I do feel like they have a really good connection with children in general, or they could just have a very like childlike spirit. They could just be very playful. I definitely think with teacher and monk/nun, I feel like this person, whoever your person is, they're very motivated to be of service. And I also feel like they're someone who is very genuine. They could be a little more, I wouldn't say reserved, because in order to be a teacher in some way, you kind of have to put yourself out there. But I get the vibe that this person is really well respected by their community. I also feel like this person is someone who usually tends to stick to themselves. And I feel like they're someone who doesn't really get involved with something unless they feel like there's actually something real there. it's quite possible one thing that you and this person have in common is that you've had difficult relationships in the past that have either left you scarred or just left you very cautious and very careful. I feel like this person could also just like love pizza. I mean, obviously, who doesn't love pizza? But the slice card talks about someone who is smitten, someone who is hooked. So maybe you have a crush on them and you're unsure if they feel the same way. But I definitely get the vibe for them. Like, they are someone who they can't really like, I feel like they're the type of person where they either have one person that they're interested in or they're not really, nobody's really catching their eye at all. Like, when they have feelings for someone, I feel like there's no room for them to have feelings for anyone else. But I do feel like you and this person could just be friends right now, or there could be like just a very cordial energy here where neither of you have really crossed that threshold into being something more. And I actually kind of had to laugh with the bud coming out because, like, you know, we're just buds, we're just buddies, we're just friends. I wouldn't be shocked if this person wants to take things out of the friend zone. And speaking of Are We There Yet, which is that movie I was mentioning earlier, there's this one part in the movie where they talk about like the friend zone, and that's kind of what was going in my head. And maybe you have friend zoned this person, but I can definitely see that, or maybe this person is holding back because they don't want to be friend zoned. But from what I can see, this person definitely has really real feelings for you that either they keep well hidden or they might be kind of reserved around you because they're afraid to expose how they really feel. I do feel like this person is spiritual in nature. They could be religious. And even if they're not like outwardly spiritual, I do feel like they are someone who has a really deep and rich inner world that they don't share with people often. I feel like they are really passionate about helping others, and I also feel like I said earlier, it could be possible that a lot of kids look up to this person, especially if they are a teacher of some kind. It could be possible that maybe they teach your kids, or maybe you're both teachers or something like that. Even if they're not a traditional teacher, it does seem like they're very passionate about sharing knowledge and guiding others. And I also think that they are someone with a really strong sense of integrity and morality. I also feel like, actually, you know, the vibes that this person gives me is, well, not entirely, but a little bit of kind of like, they kind of give me Nick Carraway vibes from The Great Gatsby, except I don't think that they're like, I don't think that they necessarily have, if they've had problems with like substances or anything like that, I feel like they have found ways to heal that, or they could be on some sort of sobriety journey as well. I feel like this is someone who usually likes to be a fly on the wall, or is someone that really thrives when they're in an environment where either they're guiding others or they can like be one-on-one with someone. I feel like this person doesn't get to express their depth as much as they would like to, but I feel like this person has a lot of, and it's funny because I'm not saying your person, I keep saying this person. So I feel like either maybe you feel uncertain about this person, or maybe you, like I said, you guys are just friends, but I do feel like this person has real feelings for you, and I feel like we're going to talk about why, but I definitely think that they are someone who is very sweet and very sentimental, and they could have an air of charisma about them, like especially when it comes to kids. Like, I feel like talking to kids is a special skill, and they could just be really good at that. But I also just think this is a genuinely kind person that has a really good reputation, and they actually could be like the exact opposite of the type of person you're used to being involved with. And speaking of that, let's talk about you and how this person is perceiving you. Because with the 0 of fucks coming out, I'm going to try not to say that too much so YouTube doesn't punish me, but I'll make up for it in the extended. I definitely feel like this person sees you as someone who is really just focused on themselves and focused on preserving your own energy, and you're not putting up with anyone's bullshit anymore, which we love to see. But I definitely feel like they are aware of the fact that either someone in the past or people in the past haven't been faithful towards you. I feel like they can see that you have wounds from past relationships, and that definitely is something that has created like a sort of wall. But also at the same time, I feel like if this person has known you for quite a while, I feel like they are really proud of how far you've come in terms of prioritizing yourself. Maybe they saw, like, if you were in a past relationship, they could have been seeing things from the outside and seeing that your past partner or something like that wasn't good for you or didn't deserve you. And it actually even literally makes me go back to that movie, Are We There Yet? Because there is a single mom in the movie, and her ex and her children's father is dishonest and like doesn't show up for visitation and things like that. And so I wouldn't be shocked if you do have children, like your children's other parent could be not the most reliable, could be kind of unfair towards you, or just not the best person. I definitely feel like whatever you went through in the past, whether you have kids with them or not, I'll get into the mother energy. You don't have to be a parent. You don't even have to be a woman for this to resonate. But I do feel like this person sees you as someone that is very nurturing and very caring. And it's a really beautiful juxtaposition, because not only do you have this very giving energy, this very caring energy, but you're not overextending that anymore, and you're not giving that energy to anyone who doesn't deserve it, which I feel like your person is very proud of you for that, especially if they've seen that from a distance. You know, the light attributes of mother are nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy, and giving birth to life. So I feel like if you do have children, this person sees you as a really amazing parent. And if like they are involved with your kids in some way, like I also heard like Sunday school or something like that. So, or maybe they're even like a coach or something like that. I feel like they can tell, if they know your kids in some way, I feel like if you have them, they see your kids as just really incredible. And I feel like they see you as someone who is a really great parent, and they can just tell that your kids are being raised really well. And if you're not a parent, at the very least, like this person just sees you as someone that's very caring and very nurturing, and you have a very feminine energy about you that this person likes. But at the same time, I feel like this person, depending on your relationship, they may feel like they don't have a chance with you, or they may feel like, and you might be like, yeah, you might be right. And we'll see what's in the tarot, but I feel like if this person is coming through, maybe spirit wants to defend this person or let you know about a possibility. But I definitely feel like they see you as someone who is not putting up with anyone's crap. You are putting yourself and your family first, and you are not letting people walk all over you anymore. I also feel like they see you as just being very cautious and very reserved, and they may see you as kind of needing to just take more time to heal. Like I feel like there's this energy here where they don't want to push you into anything. They don't want to, they never want to make you feel uncomfortable either. And I feel like they are just someone who is looking at you as somebody who is incredible, deserves the world, but they don't want to overstep their boundaries. They don't want to ruin the friendship that you guys have if you don't reciprocate the feelings. But I also feel like this person may get really in their head when they're around you. With the error here, they might really overthink everything that they say, and if you have a conversation with them, they might like ruminate and be like, oh, that was so stupid, why did I say that, or something like that. I feel like they really care about what you think, and I feel like they see you as the whole package. Sorry, I'm burping. I also think they see you as having maybe more of a backbone than they do. Like you might have kind of inspired them in certain ways where they're realizing that they need to be able to say no more. But I feel like they just see you as, I'm hearing Sweet Creature by Harry Styles. Like they just see you as very beautiful, very caring. Like this is Empress energy. And in terms of their energy towards the connection, one thing here is that this person is recognizing that they have really strong feelings, and they may feel like there is a deeper purpose to this connection than just attraction. One thing that I'm called to notice, which I've never done before with this deck, but you both have green borders, which makes me think of the heart. So I definitely feel like this is a beautiful heart connection. Like this could be a connection of two hearts meeting. And I also think that this person may feel like there is a reason why you were brought into their life. I feel like this person could have really admired you from afar for a very, very long time. Possibly when you were in a different relationship. I feel like, if anything, this person, if you were in another relationship, this person could have been a source of support for you. And one way you'll know that this person is right for you is, I feel like they never tried to like make a move or be like, you should pick me instead of them. Like, this person would never do anything like that. Like, I feel like this person is really respectful and believes in letting people work things out for themselves and find what is going to be right for them. But I feel like this person really just sees you as someone who is a bit guarded, but at the same time, like, you're guarding yourself because there's a trove of treasure underneath that, or behind the wall that you have put up. You know, they see you as someone with a big heart. They see you as someone very giving. You could be creative, but they also just see you as someone very selfless, someone who's very just amazing. And I feel like they see you as someone who doesn't get enough credit for how much you do for the people around you, how much you do for your family. And they may feel like sometimes you just don't get the thanks you deserve. Like, you might be in a thankless job, or the role that you play might be a little bit thankless. And I think this person just recognizes that you deserve more credit for all the for all the love that you share and everything that you do to nurture your loved ones, whether they are children, whether they're family members, whether they are pets, plants, well, no matter what it may be. You could especially have a lot of plants or something like that, and they may find that really attractive as well. Maybe you have this like magical gift where it seems like plants just grow better in your home or something like that. But in terms of their energy towards the connection, I definitely feel like they kind of see you as a bit of an angel. They might see you as someone who came into their life when they needed it. Like, maybe you've supported this person as well. Maybe you both were in really crappy relationships and you both gave each other support. I feel like this person sees you as someone, and this connection as something that gives them strength and something that kind of pushes them, because I feel like maybe they're uncomfortable with having feelings, or maybe they're uncomfortable with being more reserved into themselves. And I feel like they almost see this connection as challenging them, but at the same time becoming a source of strength for them, where they're kind of having to go outside of their comfort zone and be honest about feelings and emotions that maybe they haven't felt in a long time. But I also think as well, they just see this connection as something that maybe was right in front of their face that they didn't realize. And I feel like no matter what, they just see you as someone that they have a strong connection to. And I feel like the main connection is that you both, you know, have really beautiful hearts, and you both have been treated poorly in the past, and you both have been, you know, your hearts have been in hands that were unworthy. And now that they're in your own hands, I feel like this person is seeing this connection as one where they just want to protect your heart, and you've given them the strength to heal themselves as well in a lot of ways, which is really beautiful. I feel like just in general, their energy towards the connection is that I feel like they're kind of going with the flow, but at the same time, they just feel this strong connection that they know isn't going anywhere. And they're a little bit, and you might find them to be a little bit reserved, or they might be a little bit quiet around you because they're just very afraid of saying the wrong thing or looking stupid in front of you. But the fact that we also have the bud, potential promise, it's about to happen, keep going. I feel like this person sees your connection going in a positive direction. I'm even kind of called to notice that in this image, it's perfectly mirrored. So I wouldn't be shocked if maybe they are seeing you as kind of mirroring their energy a little bit, or more receptive than you have been in the past. Maybe they've noticed a shift in your energy where you seem to be more receptive to them and less closed off. But I do feel like this person sees you and your connection as, you know, a person they just want to continue getting closer to, and they want to see like where things are going to unfold. I feel like they do have hopes for something more with you, but they're not wanting to push you. At the same time, though, they have these very powerful feelings for you, and so they kind of have no choice but to follow them. And I feel like they're kind of playing things by ear and wanting to take action that's authentic to them without crossing your boundaries or doing something that is going to make them look stupid. Like, I feel like they are afraid of rejection. So I feel like they are kind of taking this very slow and steady and just kind of seeing where things go. So if that resonates, then I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling your cards. So while I'm shuffling, I did quickly want to mention that if this reading resonates and you are enjoying it, there will be an extended, which I laid out everything that is going to be in the extended in the intro, but we're going to be looking at things like what's next for the connection. We're going to be getting channeled messages. We're going to be looking at intentions, actions on your part and their part. And I did just want to give a big thank you to everyone who does get the extendeds. I get a lot of offers to do like sponsorships and stuff like that, but I don't really take them because, I don't know, it's just something about it feels kind of icky, and I just feel better about, you know, in terms of monetization, like giving you something that's actually worth your time and energy. I just don't want to shill random crap towards you because, you know, reading for you means a lot to me, and I don't want it to just, I don't know, I feel like sponsorships would cheapen it. So, you know, anyone who supports me with the extendeds, thank you so much for that. That'll be linked down below, by the way. And, you know, if you thought I'm unfiltered in these readings, man, you just wait. And anyone who has checked out an extended, I really appreciate the love and support that you give me when it comes to those. So thank you to everybody who does that. But I'm kind of thinking, I don't know, I don't really like how, I think maybe what I'm just going to do is push these up a little bit because I don't like how they're moving a ton. The name Diana could be significant as well. Anyway, so I'm going to start by pulling 2 cards to see what's in this person's mind for you. So, Spirit, what is the truth of this person's thoughts for pile 1? What is in their mind when it comes to pile 1, please? Okay, we have the Hanged. And one more, please. Okay, we have the Devil. Wow, okay. And then let's see what's in their heart for you. So, Spirit, what is in this person's heart for pile 1? Okay, so to start, we have the 4 of Swords, which is really beautiful. Okay, I guess this card wants to come out as well. So we have, oh wow, okay, we have the 4 of Swords and we have the King of Pentacles. And then finally, what is in this person's soul for pile 1, please? We have the 2 of Cups. And can I get one more, please? We have the Ace of Pentacles. This is so beautiful. Wait a second. Are there... All right, well, I've never experienced this before. There are 2 4 of Swords in this deck, which it didn't... Oh, this is the 5 of Swords. No, it's not that there's 2. It's just that I can't count. Okay, that makes more sense. As you know, I am not good at math, so the expectation that I would be. But it's interesting that I saw that as the 4 of Swords. Okay, but I guess the 4 of Swords is meant to come out anyway, and I'm just going to leave that there. But first, I want to make sure everything... Cool. Okay, yeah, everything is in the frame. So let's go ahead and start with our thoughts because that is really heavy here. So the fact that we have the Devil card here, this person, they have almost obsessive thoughts about you. Like, I feel like they think about you all the time, and they might be kind of disturbed about how often they think about you. I feel like there are a lot of things that remind you of them. And this actually does confirm the kind of obsessive energy that I was getting, which, like, I don't feel like this is obsessive in, like, a scary way, but just, they're just really smitten with you. They're smitten as a kitten, and they cannot stop thinking about you. Like, I do feel like as well with the Hanged here, it makes me think of that little sign with the cat that says, "Hang in there, baby." But I do feel like this person is just really reflecting on your connection. Like, maybe you two have been friends for a really long time, or maybe this person was also kind of closed off to romance. Like maybe they weren't expecting to feel this way either. No matter what though, I feel like this connection makes them feel young. And I feel like when they think about you, they see you as just like very cute and very sweet, someone like that they want to protect. And I also think that you have changed their perspective on relationships in some sort of way. Like they're looking at things in a different way. But I also think as well, there's kind of this push-pull energy in their mind where they really want things to move forward and like they kind of can't stop thinking about you, but at the same time, I feel like they know that they need to take things as they come. Like they shouldn't be, like they don't want to rush things, and they know that it'll be best if this just unfolds naturally. But there is this part of them that, you know, just wants to be with you all the time, is wondering what you're up to. They could have, they could like stalk your social media a lot, or just like look at your pictures because they find you to be very beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, there definitely is some physical attraction here. So they could have, you know, spicy thoughts about you as well. I feel like they do in general just find you very attractive, and they could, you know, just have certain fantasies about you that they think about. But it's really interesting because I do feel like these two cards really show the juxtaposition of the fact that it's like they respectfully want to like ravage you respectfully, only if you ever wanted it. But it's like at the same time, it's like a lot of their thoughts are just around, are very like sweet and just very, wow, like I didn't expect for, you know, pile one to make me feel this way. I feel like you've changed their perspective on a lot, and maybe they've seen you grow in some way, like when it comes to setting boundaries or when it comes to being true to yourself. But I also just think in terms of their mind, like you're just on their mind all the time. Anything that makes them think of you, anything that they see things and they might be like, oh, I wish pile one could see that. They might send you memes, or they could see things a lot that they wish they could send you, but they don't want to be overbearing. I feel like there's this energy where they don't want you to know how much they think about you, and they don't want you to know how truly smitten they are with you. Like I keep using the word smitten, which I feel like this little kitten just confirms that. But I do feel like there is just this, I feel like this person feels, oh no, this person feels like a kid again, which I did just get this, Spirit just showed me this scene from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which like, I am not saying this person is like any of those characters, because if they were, I would tell you to run, but it makes me think of, Spirit showed me this scene, where one of the characters, Dennis, is having feelings for someone, and he's like, man, I feel like I'm 14 again. I'm having feelings. And his friend Mac is like, wait, are you saying you don't have feelings? And I can't remember how it goes, but the character Dennis that was like shocked that he was having feelings and feeling like he was 14 again, his friend is like, are you telling me you don't have feelings? And Dennis is like, no. And then Dennis asked his friend, he's like, wait, you have feelings every day? And his friend was like, yeah, every day, all the time. And it was kind of like weird. So maybe, I don't know why I needed to explain that so in depth. I definitely didn't need to, but it's much funnier than how I explained it. But I definitely feel like this person hasn't felt feelings like this in a really long time. Like maybe they kind of feel like they're back in high school in a certain way, like they're having a crush again, and they haven't felt this way about someone in a really long time, and it's just changing their perspective, because maybe they had their heart broken by someone that that made them feel like they would never love again, or it just kind of caused them to dedicate themselves to things that weren't romantic love, like you know, for example, helping out in the community, volunteering, teaching others, you know, just being a guiding force for others rather than putting themselves in a situation that's unknown or different. So I feel like you're a major part of their mind in terms of they think about you a lot. maybe you're a cat person and maybe they haven't been a cat person and you change their mind about that or something like that. But I definitely think that they have very sweet thoughts about you, and they also have adult thoughts about you, but I feel like you just run through their mind a lot. You make this person want to work harder, and I feel like this person, especially if they're like for the example I used where, you know, maybe for example they coach your kids or something like that, they really want to come off like impressive. I feel like you also give them motivation to work harder, and I feel like they're just looking at life so much differently. Like they may have kind of felt like love was over for them, or that romantic relationships just weren't going to be a thing for them, and you're really changing their perspective, and they're feeling a little bit awkward and kind of out of their depth, but at the same time there's this excitement. Like, I didn't know I could still feel like this. Like, I didn't know these feelings still existed, and I don't know why, but Alice is I'm getting this from Alice in Wonderland. The kitten Dinah, Alice's kitten Dinah from Alice in Wonderland, could be significant as well. But in terms of what's in their heart, we have the Five of Swords and the King of Pentacles. So I feel like this Five of Swords definitely speaks to me of something where either they're acknowledging the fact that you have been treated unfairly, or you both have. I feel like what's in their heart is they're thinking, well, not thinking, but they're feeling like, how could anyone ever treat you that way? Like, when they think of you, there's just this like, you're so precious and you just deserve to be cherished and supported. And with this King of Pentacles here, like this is such a solid partner. Like, I feel like in their heart, they could see either being a long-term partner or even like marrying you. Like, they could see being like, you know, a spouse for you. And maybe they never thought that that was something that they would want. But the King of Pentacles, like in terms of a partner, they are abundant, they are caring, they are consistent, they are reliable, they give to others around them. Like, did I mention abundance? Because abundance, like, I feel like they want to spoil you. They also just want to show you what it is like to be treated right by someone. Like, they want to be someone that you can trust, and they want to be someone like that restores your faith in either humanity or in romantic partners. I was going to say the opposite sex, but this could be same sex or something like that. So, you know, for example, like if you're a woman and you're like, I'm done with men, like, and this person is a man, like they would want to restore your faith in good men. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? But with the Five of Swords as well here, I feel like they could be reflecting on their own past wounds and how they may kind of realize like they also gave too much of themselves to other people. And I feel like they're also aware of the fact that they're a catch. Like, they know they can be a very good partner, and they don't want to give that to anyone that doesn't deserve it. And I feel like they know that you deserve it. And so I think that there is a part of them that may hold, I wouldn't say like anger or hate, but I feel like this person definitely does not like whoever your past partner was that treated you that way, which, like, to be honest, I'm with them on that. I'm just saying, whoever treated you poorly in the past is really lucky I don't have their address, because if I did, it wouldn't be pretty. Let's just say that. But anyway, I definitely think that in their heart, they want to show you a side of life that is sweeter, and they want to show you that love doesn't have to be, in the word of our Lord and Savior Jordan Sparks, a battlefield. You know, it can be calm and supportive, and it doesn't have to be chaotic and tumultuous. And maybe this person is used to chaotic and tumultuous, but I feel like what they may be realizing is that they want to just be with someone who can be as solid and consistent as them. They want to be with someone who's down to earth, and I feel like they see you as someone that they could build a life with. And in their heart, I feel like they're kind of seeing a really beautiful future with you. And I also think they're realizing as well how they may have been selling themselves short in the past. Like, I feel like their feelings for you are making them realize that their life, like, I'm really called to just notice how there's this black and white circle, and then outside of it, there's all this beautiful color. So maybe they didn't realize how mundane or dull their life had gotten without beautiful feelings. But I feel like more than anything in their heart, they want to be someone that you can trust. They want to be your partner, like 100%, and they want to be like everything for you. I have like multiple songs going through my head right now, and I'm trying to figure out what they are. I am getting Lifetime by Justin Bieber, which don't judge just because it's a Bieber song. It slaps. It's really good. It literally makes me cry. But there's another song that that's it. Take Care by Drake and Rihanna. That's the vibe. But let's talk about what's in their soul, because not only is it absolutely precious, but it's just beautiful. Just like you, precious and beautiful. So with the Two of Cups in their soul, this person sees you either as like a soulmate or someone that they could have a beautiful relationship with. They see you as a complete catch, and they see you as someone that they could have a really beautiful, mutually reciprocal relationship with. They see you as someone that they would want to, like, I'm actually hearing the word like court, and that they would want to just make you feel so loved. I feel like they feel seen by you in a way that most people don't see them. I also think too that I feel like this person is really used to just kind of being there for everyone else, being the strong person, the shoulder to cry on. And it's not very often that people ask them how they're doing or are a support system for them. So if you've ever done anything like that, where you've checked in with them and been like, hey, how are you doing? Like, that was something that was so meaningful to them. They could have like cried about it later, just because it was like, because maybe they weren't even thinking about the fact that they needed that. They didn't realize how much they needed that, but they see you as someone that they could have a really beautiful connection with. Like the Two of Cups, I mean, this is just mutually reciprocal, flows really well, and they, in their soul, they have romantic feelings for you. Like there is no one else, like no one compares to you in their mind. Like there is no they don't have their focus on anyone else but you. But the fact that we also have the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like they are waiting for the right opportunity to instigate something. And I feel like with this Ace of Coins, it's instigating a more serious relationship with you. You know, the Ace of Pentacles is something solid, something lasting. And I feel like in their soul, they're really hoping that this is leading towards a more romantic connection, because this is someone who is solid, someone who is consistent, someone you can trust. And you might be surprised. This person might be really sweet in the streets, but a freak in the sheets. So, I mean, we're seeing it. I've seen it a little bit, and I feel like this person might be more dominant. Like they might see you as kind of Spirit. YouTube readings are not 18 plus. Let's chill. But I will say, you're supposed to be 18 if you're watching this. If you're under 18, with peace and love, you should not be watching love readings, or at least not mine. Anyway, I just definitely think they see you as their ideal partner and someone that they want to grow with, someone that they want to establish a life with. And I feel like they're just hoping for the opportunity to make that happen. And I feel like they're kind of trusting the universe's timing with this. Like they don't want to rush you or rush anything. I feel like they're kind of under this impression that it's kind of I'm hearing like God's hands. Like I do feel like this person could be very spiritual, so they could just be feeling like whatever they believe in, they're kind of trusting the timing of that. And also at the same time, they don't want to rush you or make you feel like you need to do anything too quickly. They don't want you to feel like, they don't want you to feel rushed. They don't want you to feel pressured. Like they don't want you to get into a situation before you're ready, or if you want to at all, which I hope you want to, because like, I do feel like this could be a really beautiful, really healthy connection. And it could be, I feel like you might be worried that it could be boring, but I promise you and this person, it seems like you both will have a lot of fun. And I think you have mutual interests in terms of service. So I feel like you both could really do a lot when it comes to giving back and when it comes to doing things that both bring you meaning. I feel like this person sees you as someone that they could have a beautiful life with. And I feel like they're kind of just trusting the timing, but you're the only person in their heart and in their soul. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. So I think I said this actually in the intro, but the song Holla Holla by ATEEZ is coming through, which is such a banger. Which in parentheses, it's called like Hearts Awakened. So I do feel like you've awakened this person's heart in a way where it may have been shut down. But the fact that we have the Four of Swords on the back of the deck, I do feel like this person may be kind of reserved and holding back. You may have no idea they feel this deeply. You might feel like maybe you've caught a vibe or feel like they are a bit into you, but you're unsure. No matter what, though, I feel like this person has found you and your energy to be very healing. I think they see this connection as very healing, and I think they're seeing it as this connection as the opportunity to heal together. So that is very, very beautiful. I really like this energy. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off this reading with some guidance for you moving forward. So this could have to do with the connection. It doesn't have to. Just take what resonates here. This is meant for you, not this person. So to start, we have self-disgust. Disgust is essential to our survival, helpfully telling us to expel whatever is toxic to us. Self-disgust happens if you cannot reject toxic experiences or psychological attacks and turn the disgust against yourself rather than against the perpetrator, especially if your survival is dependent on them, as with your mother or father. It may seem safer to say, I am bad, than they are bad. Shame is a major factor in self-disgust. Eating disorders, engaging in abusive relationships, both victims and perpetrators, and addictions are often developed and maintained from shame and self-disgust. Take a moment to sit with the word disgust. What happens in your body? What feelings arise when you zone in? What are the images in your mind? Self-disgust is a powerful state of being, and exploring and acknowledging its early formation is pivotal towards moving towards a healthier relationship with yourself or others. So I wasn't expecting Spirit to come out of left field with this, but I mean, this might be, if you feel like your own feelings towards yourself are what is holding you back from being open with others, I just need you to know that your feelings are totally valid, but the reality of how wonderful you are is something that you deserve to see as well, and I really hope that you can heal that. But we also have all that I love is more important to me than all that I fear. We have first quarter moon in Virgo, assess the situation. So I feel like Spirit is really saying, not to feel rushed in this situation, and also don't feel like you have to go along with something just because this person feels that way. Like, be sure to tune in with yourself and honor your feelings, but also assess honestly if, because I get the vibe from some of you that you might be wanting to push this person away, or you might be like kind of resistant to this person. And I would ask, is that because you're truly not into them, or is it because you're afraid to be open to someone again? Is it because you're afraid of, or is it because maybe you're just not ready yet? Or maybe, you feel like you're not worthy or something like that. I feel like Spirit is really just encouraging you to be very real with yourself, and also just assess what you are willing to be open with, and what you are ready for, what you are not. What do you think needs more healing? I feel like Spirit is really just asking you to be very patient and kind to yourself as you have been, and continue to just focus on your own healing. But speaking of healing, we have surrender to complete healing. Open to the fully loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. I definitely feel like Spirit is really wanting you to recognize that there are beautiful things waiting in the wings for you, and you so deserve them. You deserve the love that you freely give to others. And finally, we have, I release time and let the universe show me what to do, which is so beautiful because we have two heart healing colors, green and pink. Green is the masculine heart color and pink is the feminine heart color. So I don't know if you know anything about color healing, but green and pink could be significant colors, or they could be very healing colors to wear. I really would encourage you to look into Reiki, because that might be something that really helps you in terms of your healing. But just know that you are so worthy of love, and you are so deserving of all the beautiful things the universe wants to give you. So pile one, I'm gonna go ahead and move things over to the extended. Hopefully you'll join me there, but if you are leaving me here, which is absolutely fine, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for letting my ads play in the background. That is one of the simplest and easiest ways to support me and show appreciation for my channel, especially, if money is tight, which I completely understand, or you just want to be able to support me in a way that doesn't require any monetary sacrifice from yourself, which I completely understand, and that's why I do these readings. That is a simple and easy way to support me and help me pay my bills. But other simple, easy ways to support me, you can like this video and comment down below. Let me know how it resonates. Liking the video is single-handedly one of the most helpful things you can do, so thank you to everyone who does that. You can also check out my candles, which are linked down below, as well as any candles from Angelic Magic. They're very beautiful candles. I am using the Archangel Uriel candle right now. Be sure to use code ASO5 to get the discount, because obviously gotta get discounts. I also have my social media and my merch link down below, though do beware of scammers pretending to be me, especially on Instagram. I'm not offering personal readings, and I will never slide into your DMs offering you a personal reading. So if someone is claiming to be me and does that, it is not me. My official accounts are linked below. So pile one, that is where I'm going to leave this reading. Thank you guys so much for watching and for letting me read your cards. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, pile two. Welcome to your reading, and thank you so much for being here. If you guys chose the Kunzite and the Magical Tarot, this is going to be your reading on your person's truth towards you and the connection. So if you want a full breakdown of the reading, there is one in the intro, but I am going to start by looking at who this person is that we are channeling in this pile. If this sounds like you, do be warned that this is going to be from your perspective. So if you don't want to hear about yourself, I would choose a different pile. If it sounds like someone you know, then you found the right pile. And if it doesn't resonate, doesn't sound like someone you know, then this is not your pile. So to start by looking at who this is, we have Strength, we have Coffin, End and Beginning, Change and Rebirth. And then we have Gambler, Willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. Okay, so that's objectively who this person is. And then these two cards are going to represent this person's energy towards the connection. So to start, we have Walking Away, and we have the Crowning, Initiation, Thresholds, Birth, Rebirth, a seat at the table. And then finally, these cards right here are going to represent how this person perceives you. So we have two of these. We have Bouquet, Harmony, Joy, Novelty. And we have Alchemist, Transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Okay, let me just check and make sure these all are okay. So, starting with who this person is. So we do have, I'm getting Leo and Scorpio energy, so they could have either of those signs, but they don't have to. Just take that as this resonates. But I definitely think that this is someone who is quite intuitive. I also think that they are someone who battles between their soul and their ego. With the Strength card being here, I think that this person is likely a natural born leader. Also someone who is very independent. I also feel like they are someone who at times can let their ego get the best of them. And I think that that is kind of one of the things that they are dealing with and that they are working through. They could have gone through some sort of ego death recently, but I feel like this is someone with a very powerful energy that kind of speaks for them. I also feel like this is someone who's very courageous and takes risks, as you can see here with the Gambler card. I feel like this is someone who sees things before they happen, but they trust their visions to come into reality. It's literally making me think of, if anyone's ever seen Mythic Quest, it's a show on Apple TV. One of the characters is very visionary, and he always talks about seeing things before they exist, and he knows that they will exist because he can see them. So this person may have some clairvoyant tendencies. But I also think that they're just someone with a very intense energy in general, where I feel like usually the risks that they take do pay off, but I feel like people see this person as a strong leader and as someone that they can look up to. And I also feel like this person is a guide or a leader for a lot of other people. They could also have like really nice hair because of the all of the flowing hair here. But I also think that their third eye is becoming really strong, because in both cards we can see that the figure's eyes are closed. But I also think that this is someone that has a hard time of letting go of something when their ego is attached to it. So I feel like sometimes the universe has to kind of force them to move forward rather than them do it on their own accord. As I was saying that, I heard fixed placements. So the fixed placements, well, two of them I listed, which are Leo and Scorpio, but the other fixed placements are Aquarius and Taurus. So your person could have any of those placements. But I do think that this person may be reeling from some sort of ego death that has made them realize that they do need to change. I don't think that you're in a relationship with this person, but if you are, then I definitely think that there is some sort of shift happening in the relationship. I feel like you either haven't been in a committed relationship with this person before, or if you are in a relationship with them, they have changed in some sort of significant way. I don't feel like this is like, I mean, I guess it could be an ex, but I don't feel like this is a relationship that's ending. If anything, I feel like maybe this is a relationship that, or a connection that should have gotten off the ground, or there was some sort of false start. I feel like this is someone that you know you have a strong connection with, a powerful connection even, but it seems like this person may be sort of standoffish towards you, or maybe kind of reserved and held back when it comes to you. I do feel like this person has seen their own emotions as a weakness. I feel like this person never wants to come across as weak, and maybe they have invalidated some of their experiences as making them weak, or just having normal human emotions as a weakness. I feel like this person is afraid of others losing respect for them. And so I feel like sometimes they've made decisions from a place of ego rather than a place from their heart, because they felt like ego was more important than heart, or maybe they just weren't in tune with their heart. But the interesting thing is that there has been some sort of ending here with this person, and I feel like it's led to an awakening of sort that's made their third eye a lot more open. I feel like this person is realizing that they need to trust their intuition more, and I feel like they can't rely on their ego the way that they used to. I'm feeling really called to get the little booklet that talks about the strength card, because there's a word that I'm missing, so I'm gonna look really quick at that. Fierce and fearless, unabashed bravery, steadfast confidence. You don't need to accomplish anything to be strong, to be valuable. Sometimes strength can be gentle. Strength can be as simple as holding space for your truest self, or steadying your hands in the jaws of what would destroy you. You have the courage to hold it together in the face of your worst nightmare. Unperturbed, you can face your shadow and get to the other side of what scares you. So, okay, yeah, so this person is clearly facing a lot within themselves right now, and I feel like if they've been running from themselves or running from certain truths, they no longer can do that. They could also be born in the month of July, because we have the number 7 here, or the 7th in general could be significant. But I definitely think that this person is someone who is reassessing what it means to be strong, reassessing what it means to be courageous. And I feel like what has ended for them is that they can't stay in their comfort zone anymore, and they can no longer live a life that is not aligned with the truth of who they are, and they can no longer live a life that keeps them small. I do feel like with a strong ego, usually you're protecting a lot, and I feel like whatever ego death has happened here, it has kind of forced them to realize that it's time for them to change. It's time for them to evolve. I'm hearing Gangster's Paradise in my head right now. Like they're walking through the valley of the shadow of death, and I feel like they're coming out stronger. Now let's talk about how this pertains to you and how they're seeing the connection, because I feel like this connection has actually played a huge role in this ego death, and in this shift and in this change. And I don't feel like you did any of it. I feel like the universe did it for you. I mean, you could have walked away from this person, but I don't think that's actually what's happening here. I feel like this person is looking at this connection as something that they have their eye on. And it's actually interesting because it's literally the gambler card is like walking towards your side of the table. But I feel like this person is realizing that your connection is not something that they can walk away from, in the sense of like they can just forget that it never happened. Like I feel like the power of the connection is something that is triggering them to change and evolve. I wouldn't be shocked if there's some sort of like soul connection here. I won't, or just some sort of like karmic tie between you and this person where traditional relationship standards like may not apply at this time, but you both know that there's something deeper here. I just heard in my head coulda, woulda, shoulda, but like it seems like this person may have pushed you away, or may have pushed this connection away because they didn't feel good enough, or it didn't fit in with the idea of what they wanted their life to be, or maybe they just weren't looking for a romantic connection, or they just weren't ready for something like that. But I can see here that this person has realized that their sense of self-worth, or lack thereof, has been a huge inhibitor in this connection. And I feel like they could have like blamed you for certain things, or like projected certain insecurities onto you. And I think they're realizing now that those were just illusions created by their own mind. I'm hearing Patrick Star in my head right now going, "The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma." And maybe this person saw you as a bit of an enigma, and maybe they're realizing that maybe they're just like recognizing elements of themselves that they thought that they could push away. I think especially like the softer parts of them, I think they're realizing those aren't parts of themselves that they can or should push away, but parts that they should embrace. I definitely think that they're going through a huge shift and a huge change, and I think they're walking away from things that don't serve them. And I think that your connection with them has been a massive inspiration for that. I feel like they're looking at this connection as something that is actually within, I feel like they're looking at your connection as something that they could actually take seriously now, with a seat at the table. I feel like maybe they're realizing that they can be good enough for you, or that they can meet you at your level. Maybe they thought they couldn't before, but I think what they're realizing is that through this transformation, one, I think they're realizing they're more like you than they thought. And I also think you in general have inspired them to grow and evolve. Because let's talk about how they perceive you. First of all, they think you're hilarious. They think you're very funny, and they really love your sense of humor. But I feel like this person is really blown away by you and by the person that you've become in the time that they've known you. The fact that we have alchemist here, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom, I feel like this person has seen you transform your life in some way that came out of left field, like it shocked them. Maybe if they initially felt like they weren't good for you, however you transformed made them feel like the gap between you and them was even bigger. And I feel like they see you as someone who is unafraid to be yourself. But also with the number 2 here, I feel like this person does feel like you and them get along really well, and you do make a great pair. Paragones. I feel like they see you as someone who's very brave, and someone who is also unapologetically themselves. And for someone like your person who has been more insecure about their truest self, and more insecure about fitting into what other people think they should be, I feel like they've seen you as a huge inspiration. And maybe in the past they could have been a little bit judgmental of the fact that you were so unapologetically yourself, and now they realize that that was just a shadow that they were projecting onto you. Like they judged who their natural self was. So anyone being their authentic self, I feel like triggered them, and maybe they judged without realizing the underlying energy of the fact that that judgment was actually, you know, just something that they were extending towards themselves. And I think that there was actually some jealousy, like that you were so unabashedly and unapologetically yourself. Like I feel like this person really felt like they couldn't do that, or they didn't respect certain parts of themselves, so they couldn't be their authentic self. But I feel like they see you as an inspiration and someone that they have so much fun with. I also feel like they see you as someone who is really beautiful on the inside and out. And I feel like they have watched you blossom from a distance. In fact, it's really interesting because there is a rose that looks like it's starting to bloom. And the fact that you're being represented by a bouquet makes me feel like this person has seen you bloom, has seen you grow, and I feel like that's inspiring them to do the same. But at the same time, I feel like in terms of your connection, I feel like they're recognizing that through all this growth that they could actually have a seat at the table with you, that there could be a rebirth in this connection, that things could shift and change. And actually, I can't believe I didn't notice this until now, but the jacket on this skeleton and then the flowing article of clothing in this walking away card make me feel like they've seen you walk away from what doesn't serve you, especially if you and this person have had like mutual friends or something like that, and they've seen you walk away from certain people or just walk away from things that haven't served you. I feel like you've really inspired this person. Like, wow, pile 2 like really does not give a damn. Like, they really have some cojones. Like, they see you as someone very brave and someone that they respect. Like, they have a lot of respect for you. And I also think that they look up to you in a lot of ways. And I think that they see you as one of the most incredible human beings they've ever met. Like, they see you as someone, I mean, first of all, the evolution that they've seen you go through bewilders them. Like, where you were when they met you to where you are now is like, it blows their mind. But at the same time, I think that this person may be awakening to the fact that the things that they admire within you, they also have within themselves. And it's giving them the courage to walk away from what doesn't serve them and to start embracing the person that they're becoming. We have so much rebirth energy here. So it really just makes me feel like if this person pushed you away, I feel like they're realizing the reasons why that was. And if you're not in communication with them, or you're just kind of like, no matter what it is, I feel like you and this person are not together. And if you are, then this person is definitely walking away from certain habits or behaviors that kept them from being vulnerable with you. But I feel like for the vast majority of you, this is someone that you have a deep connection with, that you may just be friends with, or you may be at a distance from right now. I feel like this person is realizing that they've seen you go outside of your comfort zone. They've seen you do brave things, and they want to do the same thing. Like, they want to prove to you. I feel like there is a part of them that they may not recognize as their ego, but like, they want to prove to you that they're worthy. And you may be like, they always were worthy, but they don't realize that. There's a lot of things they don't necessarily see. And I feel like their intuition is guiding them, and through their intuition guiding them, it's like through whatever their intuition guides them through, they look back on that time and then have the important understandings and ego dust that they need to understand what the universe is trying to show them. The number 27 could be significant. Maybe you're 27, they're 27, or you or them met one another when you were 27, or they were 27. But I do feel like this person sees you as one step ahead of them, especially because on your side, we have the number 9, and for them, we have the number 8. So it could be too that you have signs that are like one off from one another. Like for example, if rising signs, like if you're an Aries rising, they could be a Taurus rising, or if you're a Leo rising, they could be a Virgo rising. Like they could be one sign after you. That's what I was trying to say. But I will say that the channeling for this person is kind of challenging. So I would say they have a hard time expressing themselves, like with communication. And I would also say it's quite likely that there's still a lot that they don't understand about this connection. There's still a lot they don't understand about themselves, and they don't understand about like why everything is happening the way it is. But I feel like they're feeling things that that feel true, that their logical mind can't explain. But I feel like whatever rebirth is happening, one is partially inspired by you, and two is helping them realize how similar you both are and how compatible you both are. Like I feel like this person may have pushed you away in the past because they felt like either they weren't good enough for you, or they felt like, you know, you seemed to be doing well in your life, or your life was very harmonious, and they didn't want to create any disharmony. They didn't want to make your life worse, and they felt like that their presence would make that worse. But no matter what, you've changed your material reality in a way that has shocked this person. And I feel like they've just seen your growth and evolution, and you have served as a massive inspiration. I also feel like you make this person really happy, and I feel like this person is someone who has usually been motivated by painful feelings rather than happy feelings. Like I feel like they use their suffering or their misery as a motivating force, and I feel like they could have seen you as, you know, something that makes them really happy, so they don't deserve that. Or what if I let myself be happy and then I get complacent and I don't go after my goals? So I definitely feel like this person is much different since the first time you met them. Their core self remains the same, but I feel like this person is becoming more of themselves. And I would be willing to bet that you see them as a huge inspiration as well. They see you ultimately as a complete badass and someone that they admire and aspire to be on the level of. I feel like they just see you as a gift that keeps on giving, and someone just very beautiful on the inside and out. I also think they see you as someone very intelligent and very wise. And if you're younger than them, I would not be shocked if that is something that, you know, intimidated them in the past. Like they could have been insecure about the fact that you seem to know things that they didn't. But I feel like they're realizing that they're having realizations about this connection, which I guess we'll have to get into with the tarot. So if that sounds like a connection you're curious about or asking about, then you have found the right reading. So I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling your tarot. And while I'm shuffling, I do quickly want to mention that if this reading resonates, there is an extended, and the full description of the extended is in the intro, but we're going to be looking at things like what's next for this connection, what this person's intentions are towards you, what actions they'll likely take towards you. We're also going to get tons of channeled messages. We're going to get guidance for you, see what action you should take, and stuff like that. So if you're interested, that will be linked down below. And obviously no pressure, just grateful you're here. Okay, so I'm gonna pull 2 cards for each section now, and we're gonna look at the truth of what's the truth of their thoughts for you, the truth of their feelings for you, and like what's in their soul for you. So, well, I guess it's all truths, but first let's look. Spirit, what is in pile 2's person's mind when it comes to pile 2? What does pile 2's person think? What's in their mind when it comes to pile 2 and the connection with pile 2? Okay, we have judgment. Okay, yeah. What else? Yeah, we have the 2 of Cups. Okay. All right, and what is in their heart? We have the Ace of Wands. And we have the 7 of Pentacles. And what is in their soul? For pile 2, please. Okay, wow. All right, so we have the Seven of Swords, the King of Cups, and the Page of Cups. And on the back of the deck, we have the Six of Cups. Yeah, this is definitely like this person. We'll save the Six of Cups for the end. But actually, all right, as I was setting that down, the Emperor was wanting to pop out. So I definitely feel like, oh my gosh, this Emperor looks so much like Snow White. No offense, Snow White. But yeah, wow. Okay, let's just talk about this energy because this is very powerful. This person has had an awakening about your connection recently. Like with Judgment here, you know, Judgment, first of all, is all about rebirth. I'm hearing Papa John in my head right now, the Day of Reckoning. There has been a Day of Reckoning where this person has realized that your connection is something really special and something that they're not gonna find just anywhere. With the Two of Cups, I feel like they've realized, I feel like if this person pushed you away, which I feel like for a lot of you they may have, I feel like what this person has realized, you may have felt like this person was pushing you away because you're not good enough, but this person was actually pushing you away because they felt like they weren't good enough and that you were too good for them. And I think what they've realized is that not only do they have the capacity to be at your level, but that you both could make a really wonderful team. Like they see you as a great pair. Like you both are really brave, and I feel like this person is realizing that a lot of the qualities that they've admired within you, they have within themselves. I also feel like there has been some sort of powerful spiritual awakening within this person where they've realized that they're not going to find you and anyone else. And they've also realized that they actually want a deeper relationship than maybe they wanted in the past. Like, I feel like one thing that they felt like maybe in the past was that they weren't ready for a relationship, or that they didn't want like a committed relationship or anything like that. But I feel like they've realized when it comes to you, a committed relationship or just exploring the potential of a romantic relationship with you is something that they cannot let go of. Like, I feel like it's something that's on their mind all the time. And I feel like they do ruminate and reflect on the past. Like if they've done anything that they're embarrassed or ashamed of, or if they've pushed you away, I do feel like they judge themselves a lot, and I do feel like they beat themselves up. And it's actually interesting because the two cups here, like one is higher than the other. And so I do feel like this person still sees you as above them, but they see themselves as like getting there. Like they're gonna do the work to be on your level. Like they want to be on your level. And I feel like in general, they may not have understood why you continued to be kind with them even after they may have done things, like after they may have pushed you away. And I feel like they're realizing that it's not because you had some sort of ulterior motives, it's because you genuinely cared for them and either had feelings for them or had love for them. I feel like they're realizing they feel the same way, but I think that this was more of a feeling rather than a conscious realization. And now it's a conscious realization of, I am not going to be able to walk away or let go of the feelings that I have for pile 2. And now I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this, because the Judgment is all about a truth that you can't go back from. And I feel like this person has realized like there's no going back from this realization. And I feel like the universe could have even pushed this awareness into them, like through this process. Like they could have gone through some sort of change that made them blissfully aware that this connection is something that they don't want to let go of, or even if it scares them, it's something that they need to at the very least be open to, or try their best to become a good person / potential partner for you. Like I feel like they've realized that they do have the capacity to be in a romantic relationship, and that may be actually something that they want. And I feel like what they've realized is that they can't just have that with anyone. Maybe in the past they liked power dynamics where they felt like the other person had more feelings for them, or they felt like they were above the other person. And I feel like they are seeing you as someone that's motivating them to be better and motivating them to push themselves. Like, I feel like they're using your connection as a source of motivation to achieve whatever it is that they're trying to achieve, and also as a source of motivation to become a better person. I also feel like as well, they had some sort of powerful realization that they can't let go of this connection, or that they can't mess this up or push this away. And so I feel like they're taking this seriously, and they may not be telling you that, but I feel like in their mind they're visualizing you as their partner, as the person they want to be with. But it's like they're not going to rush towards you because they want to do things the right way. So let's talk about what's in their heart. Because what's in their heart, first of all, they're just insanely attracted to you. And I definitely think that if you've been physically intimate with this person, I feel like that has caused heart awakenings within them. But I also feel like they've realized that if this person used to be the type to like be a player or sleep around, I feel like they've realized that they don't want to be physically intimate with anyone unless there's a heart connection. And so I feel like as they've been opening up to their heart space, they're realizing that like they're finding themselves more and more attracted to you and less attracted to like lower, just, I feel like they're realizing the power of physical intimacy when the heart is connected. And I feel like they've realized like they can't just do meaningless physical intimacy anymore. That could have been something that they realized. In fact, I hope this isn't triggering, but they could have actually been intimate with someone, or maybe not someone, maybe even multiple people, and they just couldn't stop thinking about you the entire time, or just like wishing it was you, or like picturing it was you. And like maybe it took a few times for it to be like, maybe the fact that I can't stop thinking about pile 2 is not just an attraction thing, but something much deeper. I feel like they are really motivated to achieve the goals that they feel that they need to, either in order to be worthy of you or in order to walk away from what's keeping them from you. With the 7 of Pentacles here, I feel like this person is needing to be patient, and I feel like in their heart, they are really intent and focused on creating stability for themselves and also moving through whatever this shift and rebirth has been. I also feel like they are a bit hesitant and afraid, like they don't want to do anything impulsive, and at times they feel this intense need to act impulsively towards you, but they always rein it in. Like, I feel like they've also just been reflecting on all of your experiences together, and I feel like it motivates them to just want to be better, a better person, and a better person towards you. I feel like there's also a lot of creative inspiration here. Like, even if this person isn't typically creative, or if they only engage in creative pursuits for fun, I feel like you are a source of creative inspiration for them. And I feel like you have led to some sort of heart awakening where they're realizing that you're a muse of some kind for them. And an inspiration and a muse, I'm hearing in my head, she's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. And I feel like you're a constant moment. Like, you are not, I feel like you are the only one in this person's heart, and I feel like they're realizing that they don't want to have like meaningless connections anymore. And I feel like they're feeling like there's a really meaningful connection between the two of you, and I feel like in their heart they know that they're just waiting for the right time to initiate something with you. Like, they're waiting for things to come together, and they're also waiting to have more stability. But in terms of what's in their soul, this is really interesting. So I do feel like the fact that we have both the Page and the King of Cups, I feel like this person has gone, like, their feelings for you have only matured and gotten deeper in the time that they've known you. I also feel like they have seen you grow and evolve, like, to the point where they just see you as very, very emotionally mature, and I feel like they aspire to be the same way. I also feel like what may have initially started out for them as just a physical attraction to you has become something much, much, much deeper over time. Like maybe they just really enjoyed when they first met you, like they were attracted to you, they felt like you guys had a good, fun, playful vibe, and over time, their feelings have not only deepened and become incredibly strong, but also I feel like they have realized not only are their feelings not going anywhere, but their feelings for you have been a catalyst for major growth and maturation, where they have realized that they that, you know, they're not a kid anymore, and that they do need to grow up, and that I feel like they're realizing that they want something more serious. And I feel like in terms of what's in their soul, they don't want to come on too strong, but I feel like this connection itself has come on very strong for them over time, where it's just never dissipated, and it's only gotten more intense over time. And so I feel like they hold this very, very deep, like, I would just be honest, love for you. And I feel like there is this sense of not wanting you to know how deep their love runs. Like with the Seven of Swords here, I also feel like they may have had, karma may have paid them a visit. Like if they pushed you away in some sort of way, I feel like they could have had experiences as a result that made them really regret that decision, or realize like how dumb that decision was. But I also think they're realizing that they can't keep pushing their feelings away anymore. Like they're, the fact that they're denying a big part of their truth is a form of self-sabotage. And I also think they're becoming aware of the fact that their logical mind is the biggest blockage when it comes to this connection, because that's what was creating illusions in the past, where they thought either they weren't good enough for you, or they thought that, or they were worried that they would be like betrayed, or because there could have been an energy of like, I'm going to reject you before you reject me, because the feelings were so strong. But I feel like this person is realizing that, at least in their soul, they're recognizing that they can't ignore this truth anymore. Like I feel like their mind could have been playing tons of games to keep them convinced that their feelings were less than they truly were. Like, no, like feelings are for weenies. Like, I feel like your person is like, I go to the Salty Spittoon. Like, I don't go to Weenie Hut Juniors. Like, Weenie Hut Juniors is for people with feelings, and I don't have those. And I feel like they're realizing that they are both the Salty Spittoon and Weenie Hut Juniors, and they can be both, and that's okay. But more than anything, I feel like they're realizing that there's not only like a mature, this connection has not only forced them to mature on a soul level, but also it's helped them get more in touch with their inner child. And I feel like there's awareness of the fact that this connection is something that maybe their childhood self fantasized about, but maybe they stopped believing in for whatever reason. But I also think they've realized that maybe some of the wounds that they've had that they projected onto you actually stemmed from inner child wounds that could have stemmed from their parents or something like that. But more than anything, I really do feel like this person sees you as all that in a bag of chips, is what I just heard. But I feel like they just realized their feelings aren't going anywhere, and they can't rationalize a reason as to why they should deny them anymore. I feel like they're consciously aware of the fact that any attempts to push away their feelings or push away their soul's truth are futile, because not only is the universe working with this person's soul and higher self, but also they're recognizing now how their ego was making them miserable, and how denying their truth was making them miserable as well. And I feel like they're really just coming to the realization of how powerful you are, like in general, and how powerful their connection to you is. Because I feel like for a long time, they may not have understood why they felt you so deeply. Like objectively, the time you spent together may not have made sense based upon like how deep their feelings were for you. And I think they have realized that, and that's probably what part of this judgment energy is, that their denial of their own feelings and pushing you away was just a form of self-betrayal. Like they may have felt like they were protecting themselves or doing what they thought was right, but I feel like they are realizing that they were cutting themselves off from their own truth and cutting themselves off from their higher self, literally. And I feel like their higher self is coming through in a way that their linear mind can no longer ignore. And I also think that they are going through a sort of rebirth in the sense of recognizing that they're going to need to, I'm hearing atone for their sins, but I feel like they're being a little bit dramatic, but I wouldn't be shocked if this person is a little bit dramatic. But I feel like they're realizing why they push people away, and they're realizing with you that a lot of their fears were their fears when it came to you were projections that they projected onto you based on their own wounds rather than the reality of who you truly were. And they may have thought at the time it was their intuition, but I think they're realizing that they mixed up fears and wounds with their intuitive guidance. But I feel like they're seeing a lot more clearly, and I feel like their soul and the universe will not let them ignore their feelings any longer. And the fact that we have the Six of Cups on the back of the deck just goes to show that I think in general, you know, the Six of Cups is a soulmate card, which I'm not saying that this person is a soulmate. That is up to you to decide. But I do think that this person feels a deep resonance with you and a sense of safety and comfort with you that they don't feel with other people. I feel like they've realized that this connection is something really special. And I feel like they really want there to be honesty, openness, and a reunion with you of some kind, where like either they want to reconnect with you and get this connection off the ground, or they want to just be closer to you again and keep cultivating the feelings of like the sweetness between the two of you. I feel like this person feels like they can be their truest self around you, and I feel like parts of them that they may have cut off, like childhood parts of them, you've helped them rediscover. Like and that actually makes sense for this soul truth as well. Like I feel like you have helped them reconnect with their inner child, and parts of them that they forgot they even had they are like reawakening to. And I feel like they just have so much love for you. Like they just see you as so sweet and so precious, and someone that they just want to protect and only be good to. Like they don't want to bring any of their own BS into your world. And with the Emperor card that wanted to pop out earlier, being on the top of the deck, I feel like they're realizing that they need to become a person that they can be proud of in order to be worthy of you. And you may like kind of roll your eyes at that, but it's almost like, yeah, I mean, with the Hermit here, it's like I feel like they're spending time on their own to really focus on their own development and their own growth so that they can be a solid, stable person and partner that would be actually worthy of you. I feel like they're really doing a lot of inner reflection, and I feel like the more inner reflecting they do, the more they see how you both reflect one another. And they also just realize that like this connection is too precious and you're too precious to not at the very least give your connection a real authentic shot. And so I feel like a lot of this is the realization where maybe this person always had feelings for you and always saw something more with you. Yeah, Tower moment definitely happened here, where they could no longer lie to themselves about this connection. And maybe even meeting you was a Tower moment because it reawakened their heart and they weren't ready for that, and so that could have been why they pushed you away. But I definitely think a lot of the reasons as to why they pushed you away just had to do with themselves and nothing to do with you. But it seems like whatever pain that pushing away created was something that you alchemized into just making yourself even better and stronger. And I feel like this person has seen how you have moved through so many challenges with grace. And I feel like for them, they're just really hoping that they'll have the opportunity, one, because like I feel like they know they need to apologize to you, or at the very least just tell you the truth. Like there's a lot that they haven't been honest with you about, and I feel like one of the things they haven't been honest about is just how deep their feelings run and the sense of familiarity that they have with you. Like you feel like soul family. Like you feel like they've known you beyond this lifetime. And I feel like they're starting to recognize that. Maybe that was something that made them uncomfortable. But I think what they're realizing is that that sense of familiarity is not something that they should feel, that they should try to invalidate or push away. I feel like what they're realizing is the more that they embrace the idea that you go beyond this lifetime, they realize like, oh, so that's why I feel such a deep sense of like love for pile 2. It's because like we go beyond this lifetime. Like the what has happened between us here is not the full scope. Like I feel like they're realizing it's easier for them to validate their emotions towards you because they're realizing that they don't know the full scope of where you and them have been and what you both have experienced beyond this lifetime. But I also just think that they just want to treat you right, and they just want to give you everything that they deserve, and they feel like they can't do that until they become the person that they need to be in order to be able to provide that, if that makes sense. Overall, though, I feel like their truth is that they can no longer ignore the deep connection that you both share, and they can no longer ignore the fact that so long as they pretend like this connection doesn't exist, they're denying a part of them, a part of their truth. They're denying a part of themselves. And I feel like you're a very important component to getting this person to understand that they're worthy and deserving of love. They're worthy and deserving of someone who is kind to them, of someone who genuinely appreciates them and cares for them. Like they could have had past relationships where they thought that the love was mutual or something like that. Or maybe they got off on having a partner that maybe that treated them like crap or made them feel like they constantly had to work for that love. And maybe you didn't make them feel that way. So they thought that it wasn't worth pursuing. But now I feel like they're realizing that their way of approaching connections was toxic, and that they need to, in order to have a seat at the table with you, they need to walk away from what's holding them back. And so I feel like they're looking at you with a lot of hope and a lot of optimism, especially when it comes to reconnecting or just connecting in a more authentic way. Like I feel like this person really wants to have a heart-to-heart with you once they're ready to be honest about their heart. I feel like there is a part of them where they like, because there have been so many powerful like awakenings and like awareness, like there is a lot of emotional intensity that they're still integrating. And given the fact that I'm kind of having a hard time putting their energy into words, I feel like they still don't have they still don't know exactly what they want to say to you. And I feel like they're still not entirely sure of their truth. All they know is that their feelings for you aren't going away, and what they feel for you is something real and deep and true. It's not something that they can just ignore or brush off, and it's not something like they can run from it forever, but they're only cheating themselves. And I feel like what they've realized is that you're a risk worth taking, and although it might be very scary, I feel like they see you as someone who deserves the best, but they don't want to open up the opportunity to be partners until they feel like they can actually give you what you deserve. So I feel like they're in this process of connecting with themselves so that they can actually connect with you in an authentic way and see things more clearly, rather than projecting their own wounds onto you and kind of staying more reserved and not like revealing their truth, because they do want to reveal their truth, but they're integrating their truth. Their truth is that they have very deep feelings for you that are not going anywhere. And now that they're aware of that, the real work begins. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this reading off with some guidance for you, pile 2. So this can be related to this connection, or it could be about totally different things. Just take it as it resonates for you. So to start, we have siblings. Siblings, or lack of them if you were an only child, play a major role in how we form and maintain relationships throughout life. Consider how the order of your birth impacted you. How did you relate to your mother and father compared to your siblings? Did the same roles apply to you as them? Was there envy and jealousy? Do you think that the traits of sensitivity, sharing, conflict, aggression, etc. you carry today mirror how you related to your siblings? If you were an only child, reflect on how that shaped how you related to other children as a child, and now, as you are older, how you relate to other adults. Consider your parents' upbringing and what their own sibling relationships are like. How do you imagine it influenced the way they interacted with the dynamics of you and your siblings? So I definitely think maybe both of you are working through certain like sibling things or healing sibling wounds or something like that. But I do think that whatever this means for you, I will say, like, if you're just in this deck, it's called the Therapy Toolkit. So I guess Spirit is asking you to explore siblings, but let's see what else we have. I celebrate all of the greatness in my life. Yeah, so if you're really focused on this person and like, why are they coming towards me? Don't base this person's actions as a reflection of your worth, because that's so not the truth. And I feel like Spirit is reminding you, like, if you're upset or frustrated that this person isn't coming forward, or you just wish they would be real with you, I feel like Spirit is asking you to pay attention to all the wonderful things you do have in your life, because clearly you are a badass, and clearly there's a lot of wonderful things in your life that you have created on your own that you should be very proud of, and I feel like you deserve to celebrate yourself for that. Maybe one thing you two have in common is the fact that you might push away opportunities to celebrate yourself because you're too focused on what you still think you're not doing right or what you're doing wrong, and maybe that's something you and this person mirror. But we also have talk less, feel more. Yeah, so I feel like if you're trying to intellectualize this connection or trying to understand it from a logical standpoint, I feel like Spirit is asking you to, instead of trying to like, you'll understand this connection through your feelings, which is clearly what this person is doing. So the more you can feel into this connection rather than try to put words to it, I feel like that will help you understand it more and recognize that it doesn't have to be something that makes logical sense, or it doesn't have to be something that is explainable. It's something you felt so deeply that it's undeniable. And I feel like that is the common core between the two of you. We also have surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Yeah, so I feel like you might be wondering when things are going to shift here, and I feel like Spirit is really saying this is all down to divine timing and to trust the divine timing of your life. But you guys got two of these cards. So we have appreciation dissolves all blocks to the presence of my super attractor power. And when I merge my desire with faith, I can take action from a place of peace rather than control. Yeah, so if you're trying to control outcomes here or anticipate how things will turn out, I feel like Spirit is really asking you to surrender and trust in this situation, and not only trust in Spirit's ability to have things work out aligned with the highest good of all beings, including you and this person, but I also feel like you may be putting the pressure of this connection on yourself and on your shoulders, and that's not your burden to carry, and it's not your responsibility to carry all of that. I feel like you're just meant to trust in how things unfold, and like, clearly you've grown and evolved so much from this connection already. You're not going to mess anything up now. So pile 2, that is where I'm going to leave this reading. I'm going to head over to the extended now. Definitely join me there if you would like to hear more and see where this connection is headed. But if you're leaving me here, which is absolutely okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for letting my ads play in the background while you do something else, because that is one of the simplest and easiest ways to support me and show appreciation for what I do. But other big ways to do that are to like this video. That is so helpful. Comment down below, let me know how it resonates. Subscribe if you haven't already, and click that little notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. If you want me to see your comment, I see comments most often when I first upload, so do be aware of that. Also, feel free to check out my candles as well as my merch, and my social media is linked down below, though do be aware of scammers pretending to be me or impersonating me. I do not offer personal readings at this time, and I will never offer a personal reading through DMs. So that is all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for letting me read for you. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, pile 3. Welcome to your reading, and thank you so much for being here. If you guys chose the Aura Rose Quartz and the Moon Void Tarot, this is going to be your reading on your person's truth when it comes to you and your connection. So we're going to start with the energy check. If you want a full breakdown of the reading, there is one in the intro, but we're going to start by looking at who this person is. So if this sounds like a person you know, then this is the reading for you. If it does not sound like a person you know, then this is not your reading. Don't try to force something that doesn't fit. And if it sounds like you, just be warned that if it feels like it's you, then the reading is going to be from your perspective. So if you don't want to hear about yourself, I would try a different pile, but if you want to, feel free. So we're going to start by looking at who this person is that I'm going to be reading for, channeling for, who is your person in this case. So to start, we have the fiddle leaf fig. We have woman, elegance, love, happiness. Now I will say, I'm not going to take this as woman, but I'm going to take this as partner, because in other decks like this, the number 29 is usually partner. And we have scribe, preserving knowledge and information. And then these two cards are going to represent this person's energy towards the connection. So to start, we have the first chakra with Archangel Michael. And we have the sun, joy, enjoyment, life force, success, vitality, play. And then these three cards are going to represent how your person, or even if they're not your person, this person, I'm going to call them your person, how they perceive you, how they see you. So to start, we have the chicken nugget. We have the sun, optimism, victory, fortune. And we have slave, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. So, okay, well, I would definitely say that it seems like for the vast majority of you that picked this pile, this is likely someone you're already in a relationship with, or that you are dating, or, you know, becoming serious with, and it seems like things are headed in a positive direction. It's highly unlikely that this is a connection where things aren't going well, or where you've just broken up, or there's like a separation. I would say if this is the reading for you, this is likely describing your partner, or someone that is likely going to be your partner, or a serious romantic commitment / interest. So let's talk about this person. I have to say, pile 3, your partner is very endearing and very sweet. They have very grand ambitions, and I do think that sometimes they don't always unfold as smoothly as they would like it to. I feel like your person overestimates their abilities sometimes. The thing about the fiddle leaf fig is it talks about, I'm not much of a plant person, but I'm sure my plant people can comment down below. Apparently this is like a very hard plant to take care of. And it, I think, let me just read what the book says, because I think it's very fitting. Actually, I can't, because I don't know where it is. Oh no. Oh well, maybe you're not meant to see it. I guess this person is definitely scatterbrained. Your person is definitely a bit scatterbrained, and I wouldn't be shocked if they overestimate their abilities sometimes, especially when it comes to like what they think they can do in a night, or what they think that they can do without like training or something like that. But at the same time, I have to give your person credit, because I feel like they're not afraid to take risks and not afraid to make mistakes. Now, with this elegance, love, and happiness, I definitely would say that you find this person very attractive, which would make sense if they're your partner. And I feel like there is a sense of love and camaraderie between the two of you, and I feel like this person makes you very happy. I do feel like if there's anything that you would maybe like for your person to work on, is maybe just more planning before they take action towards something. Oh my gosh, I love this. They kind of give me the vibe, if you've ever seen Bridesmaids, the character Megan, who gets like 9 puppies. She takes like, there's like at one point where puppies are being given out as party favors, and she takes like 9 of them. I feel like this is the person that would be like, oh my gosh, yes, 9 dogs. And then they wouldn't think about like how much of a responsibility 9 dogs is. But at the same time, your person's heart is in the right place, and I feel like they're very lucky because they have someone like you to rely on for help. And I feel like you're very understanding and forgiving. I feel like you let this person kind of have their little ambitions. Well, I don't want to say little ambitions. That sounds kind of patronizing. I mean, like, you let this person have their desires and the things that inspire them, and even if you know that they're not going to follow through with them, or that they're just going to be a passing fancy, I feel like you're very supportive anyway. I also feel like this person can't be mad at you. I feel like they absolutely adore you, and even if your person tried to, like, let's say in the beginning maybe they weren't looking for something serious, or maybe they weren't really looking to date, it's like trying to resist your energy seems like it was futile because of just their attraction towards you and how much they feel for you. I definitely think that this person makes you feel safe to be yourself, and I wouldn't be shocked if they have a really good way with words. Like, maybe you and this person text all the time, or maybe they write you sweet letters, or maybe they're a writer of some kind. I would not be shocked if they're either very good at writing, or they write you sweet letters, or something like that. It seems that they have the power of the pen. And I definitely think as well, they are very loving and caring towards you. And it seems like even though they have a lot of fleeting interests, they're always very supportive of yours. And I feel like they feel very safe to be themselves around you, and they really love that. This is actually a very light and very beautiful energy, and I feel like this person feels safe to be soft around you. The fact that we do have the partner card saying woman instead, I wouldn't be shocked if your person feels like they can be more feminine around you. Maybe they've been less comfortable with their feminine energy in the past, but they feel like they can fully be themselves around you, and they really appreciate that. Like, they can be softer and more vulnerable. And I think if this person ever tried to attempt to have walls up with you, that did not last. they couldn't. This energy is like, oh, it's so sweet. And I think that this person, I feel like, I don't know if you know this or not, but if they keep a journal, I definitely think they write about like cute experiences you guys have had together, or they like to just document your experiences together. And yeah, I feel like this person, I feel like sometimes they put their foot in their mouth. Sometimes they need time to like think of what they're going to say, or write out what they're going to say before they're going to say it. I feel like this person can be very eloquent when they have time to write things down and get their thoughts in order. Otherwise, I feel like if they just have to pull something out of the top of their head, they might be a little bit scattered sometimes. But I also get the vibe from this person that they're very supportive and very lighthearted and carefree and fun. And I mean, I see why there's love and happiness here, because it seems like they're a very supportive partner, and they love you for who you truly are, and they really care for you. So let's look at how they see your connection, because this is really beautiful as well. The fact that we have the first chakra with Archangel Michael, I feel like your person feels very protective over you, but they also feel like your connection is very stable, and they feel very safe in it. They feel very secure to be themselves. They feel like you and them are on a really great page, and they feel like there's just harmony here. Even the name Harmony could be significant, or Melody. Someone could have a musical name. But I do feel like they just feel really safe in this connection. I feel like they see your connection as having a really solid foundation. And I think that they just feel safe to be themselves. You make them feel safe. They want to make you feel safe. I definitely think they're very protective of you and the connection, but not in an overbearing way, just in a way where it's like, I would do anything for pile 3. Like, pile 3 is my everything. Oh my gosh. Pile 3. This is so beautiful. Oh, I hope this reading is resonating for you. Everybody deserves something like this. And it just makes me so happy. I just love, oh my gosh, I'm like grinning from ear to ear. This is so, oh, this is a beautiful energy. I feel like you give this person life. Like, they just feel so safe to be themselves. And I'm hearing something about a pillow fort. I don't know if this person wants to make a pillow fort with you or something like that, but I feel like this person, I feel like you make the material world fun. And maybe this person hasn't always felt like the material world was fun, but you make them feel that way. And I just feel like you're the light of their life. I mean, we have so much sun imagery. you could be a Leo or have Leo placements. If not, I just definitely think you're a huge light in their life. This person, your person could have earth energy or air energy, which would be, I mean, they could theoretically have any placements, but the earth and air placements are starting with earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Like I said, they certainly don't have to, but I do think that you give this person a lot of light. I do feel like sometimes they can get a bit like too in their own head and get too overwhelmed. And I feel like you bring them down to earth in a way where they're not just stuck in their head all the time, or they're not ruminating as much. Maybe you both are guilty of ruminating, but it seems like you have this way of grounding one another and helping one another feel safe. I do feel like as well, even if there's like disagreements here, your person can never like stay mad for long, because it's like, how can they? You know, like you just make each other so happy. And I feel like there's overall a very harmonious vibe between the two of you. And I feel like this just feels light. It feels good. You both add to one another's lives, and your person is seeing this connection as something they feel really safe and stable in, and something that is worth protecting, cultivating, and nurturing. And with the sun here, I mean, this person really loves this connection. They feel joyful in it. They enjoy being around you. This connection gives them life. They feel like a better person because they have you. And I also feel like you make them feel really good about themselves. Like, if I could bag a person like pile 3, then maybe I should be more confident in myself. But I feel like you have given life to this person in a way that they couldn't get it anywhere else. Like, it's almost like this person didn't realize that the source that they were looking for in terms of growth was like love and a harmonious connection. And I feel like you make them feel safe and grounded, and life is just more fun. Life is lighter, and I feel like they just love life with you. This is so beautiful. So in terms of how they see you, with the chicken nugget here, I feel like they see you as very cute. You could be smaller than them or more compact, but I also think they see you as someone who is humble but classy, and also just like the best. Like, who doesn't love chicken nuggets or vegan? Like, even just the word nugget is fun to say. I feel like your person sees you as just the best and worth protecting, and they just love every part of you. And I think one thing that they really love about you, the fact that we have slave here, is that it seems like if you struggle with like anxiety or things like that, it seems like you're better at surrendering that, or at the very least just going with the flow. If your person is more, I would definitely say, if I was going to put type A and type B here, it seems like you're a little bit more type B and your person is a little bit more type A, which is kind of funny because I feel like they can be very sporadic, but I think maybe they're just a little bit more high strung than you are. And I feel like you help them let go of what isn't important. Like, they might get caught up in little details that aren't important. Okay, so your person could definitely have some Virgo energy. Gemini Virgo energy seem very strong here, where your person could get like high strung and nervous about like minor details that aren't as important. And I feel like you kind of shed light on the things that are not worth getting to them. Like, you know, let's say your person wants to make a special dinner for your anniversary, and they had like this 7-course meal prepared, but they were only able to make 5 courses. Like, meanwhile, you're like blown away by everything they've made, and they're thinking, oh, I didn't do those other 2 courses. This isn't good. Like, they're getting themselves worked up, and I feel like you bring them down to earth and be like, you just made 5 courses, and this is incredible. Like, I'm so grateful. And I feel like you just remind this person of what matters. And with the slave card here as well, I feel like if you are kind of more go with the flow and like it when your person calls the shots, I feel like one thing that they like is that there's this easy, harmonious flow with you both, where like they like to make the plans, you like to just go along with them or something like that, where they just feel like your dynamic works really well. And I feel like you've taught them a lot about just like letting go of what doesn't matter and just taking a deep breath and just, it's all okay, you know? I feel like your person definitely just always wants things to be perfect, especially when it comes to you. Like they just want to make sure everything is good and everything is perfect, and they just never want to give you anything less than you deserve. And I feel like it probably doesn't matter how much reassurance you give your person. I feel like there will always be a part of them that like wants to do more, wants to give you more. But I feel like you love that part about them. Like you recognize that that's not a part of them you can change. And I feel like you kind of just like roll with it. Like you're not trying to change them. And I feel like I don't really like the archetype of slave, but although I am bopping to Britney Spears in my head right now, you know, her song, I'm a Slave for You. So I feel like they see you as being just as devoted to them as they are to you. And I feel like they just feel so lucky to have met someone like you. And the fact that we have Sun here with optimism, victory, and fortune, I feel like they just feel so lucky to have you either as their partner or feel so lucky to be dating you or be connected to you. Like they just see you as a light in their life. It's almost like, it's like they didn't realize how bright their life could be without you. It's almost like they were operating life on dim mode. That's not a word, but it's like you've shown a light on their life that has just made them realize how special and incredible life can be. I feel like they're definitely very optimistic about where your connection is headed, and I also feel like they just feel very lucky to have you by their side. I feel like they just see you as the bee's knees, and I feel like, I don't know if bee movie is significant, but I feel like you guys might I feel like you guys might have some really great memes, and I definitely think you guys have some really funny inside jokes. I feel like they just see you as their world and someone that they are just so lucky to have in their life, and someone that they're so lucky to be able to be dating or to call their partner. This is definitely like a happy connection overall, and I feel like they see you as someone who sometimes is maybe so go with the flow that they wish that you would stand up for yourself a little bit more or let them know what you want, because I feel like you're so chill sometimes that they're like, I want to know what you want, and you're like, I don't really care. And then they're like, well, I want to know what you would want. Like, I don't know. I think one of the beautiful things about this is that you're not trying to change one another. I feel like you're just very accepting of who you both are. And rather than like, you know, give each other crap for the way that you naturally are, like you just lovingly accept one another for who you are. And I feel like there's just a good energy between the two of you. Oh my gosh, I'm getting lots of funny movies. Like I just saw like the scene from Dodgeball, a true underdog story, where White Goodman is like, you're like in Globo Gym, and he's like, there's a good energy in the gym. So I feel like you guys give each other a good energy. Maybe you guys have been going to the gym together. Maybe you guys give one another the confidence to go for goals that maybe you'd be too insecure to follow on your own. Maybe your person is more of the planner and you're just more of the like, okay, yeah, like it's gym time, let's go. Or like, I just love this energy. I love the vibe that you both share. And I feel like your person sees you as someone that makes just life more meaningful and brighter and lighter. And I don't even want to go into the tarot because I just like feeling this dynamic so much. And if this is resonating for you, please comment down below like what your connection is like, because I'm sure people that are not in a relationship, that maybe in other piles or maybe even in this one, would just love to hear like the possibilities of happy, harmonious relationships. I feel like sometimes we can believe that we're not deserving of them, and maybe at one point both of you thought that. But yeah, your person just has immense gratitude for you. They see you as so beautiful. They see you as just like a positive light in their life, and I feel like they feel so lucky to have you in their life, and their life seems brighter with you in it. And so I feel like what's not to love about you, pile 3? They love you, and they just feel really lucky to be in this connection with you. They feel very protective over you. They feel very stable and safe in this connection, and they're really happy with it. Like, there really is no, like, if you're in an unhappy, disharmonious connection, or you're asking about someone that you're having like major problems with, I don't think this is your pile, because this is a very, this is a light connection. Where even if there were troubles in the past, you guys are in a good, solid place. And I feel like if those troubles existed, it was only so that it was just a necessary step in order to reach this place. And it is quite possible as well that Archangel Michael could be watching over you, watching over this connection. I will say Archangel Michael is one of the funniest angels. Well, I mean, I every unconditionally loving divine spirit I encounter often has some funny guidance, but Archangel Michael is just on another level when it comes to the jokes. So I would not be shocked if you guys just, there is no such thing as a boring time when it comes to the two of you. In fact, I wouldn't be shocked if you guys often have third or fourth wheels, because people just love hanging around you. Like, it's not, like, have you guys ever had those friends that are dating and you're like the third wheel, but they like constantly argue and you just sit there awkwardly? Like, that's not that. It's like a refreshing change where you enjoy being, like, your friends love being around the both of you. I would be willing to bet that your friends love this person and your person's friends love you. I would be willing to bet that a lot of people just can tell that the both of you seem happier, seem lighter, and that your relationship just flows really well together. And I'm so happy that you guys have something so beautiful as this. So let's go ahead and get into the tarot and see what is in your person's mind, heart, and soul. So while I'm shuffling, I did quickly want to mention that there will be an extended in case you are interested, where we are going to be looking at things like what is next for you in this connection with your person. We're going to be looking at your person's intentions towards you, their next actions towards you. I'll be very intrigued to see what comes through here. We're also going to look at action you're being guided to take towards the connection. We're going to get tons of channeled messages. We're also going to get a secret confession from your person and see what their higher self wants to confess to you that maybe they wouldn't confess to you. So very juicy, very interesting. They've been very interesting so far. So that'll be linked down below. But if not, no worries. I'm just grateful you're here. You know, if you want to help me, one of the easiest things you can do is leave me a like. Thank you to everybody who does that. But honestly, man, this is such lovely energy. I'm so grateful just to be able to sit in this. Like, this alone is a gift. So, I mean, I hope you see this relationship as a gift, because it feels like a gift just being able to sit in it. Okay, I'm gonna give this one more good shuffle, and then we'll get going. It's kind of funny you guys chose the Moon Void Tarot, given there's all this sun energy, but okay, let's go ahead and see. Spirit, what is in pile 3's person's mind? What is the truth of what's in their mind for pile 3, please? Okay, we have Black Diamond. And we have the Moon. Let's see. So what is in pile 3's person's heart for pile 3, Spirit? We have the 8 of Wands. I'm hearing the weekend right now. Like, I can't feel my face when I'm with you. What else is in their heart for pile 3? We have the 4 of Cups. And finally, Spirit, what is in their soul for pile 3? We have the Fool. What is in their soul? And we have the Page of Cups. And interesting, on the back of the deck, we have the King of Cups. So yeah, this person's feelings run really, really, really deep. And I actually want to start with their mind. So I'm not sure how much this person tells you about this, but I do feel like they have intrusive thoughts sometimes. Like, they might have nightmares about you like leaving them, or like things just not working out. I do feel like they have fear sometimes of like, what if I'm not good enough? What if pile 3 finds someone better? What if I'm not the right person for them? But I do feel like at the same time, intuitively, they know that no matter what happens between the two of you, like this connection is worth it, and they're not going to let their fears get the best of them. Maybe they did at one point, but I feel like they're recognizing now maybe just how much their own inner saboteur creates issues for them. The Black Diamond card is actually a unique card for this deck. And I like when I see Black Diamond, I think of like the like skiing, like snow skiing. But with this here, I feel like this is like, it's a very protective stone. And I also believe it's just like a very, very strong stone. I can't remember. Did I bring my phone with me? Because I might like Google that really quickly. No, I didn't. So I would actually highly recommend you Google Black Diamond symbolism, because I feel like there could be messages there for you about this connection or how this person sees you. But I feel like this ultimately comes, like, I feel like with the Black Diamond, like black stones in general are often very protective. They're also stones that take in negative vibes and things like that. So I feel like in your person's mind, they're one, just very protective over you in general, but also they feel like your connection is so healthy for them. I also feel like with the Moon card being here, you know, because you have so much light, I think that you have shed a lot of awareness towards your person's shadows and shed a lot of awareness on what they need to work on, but also you've created an environment for them where they feel safe enough to be honest about their own wounds, to be honest about their own shortcomings and their fears. They may protect some of their fears from you, like they just don't want to burden you, or they don't want to be annoying. Your person definitely has like, would you still love me if I put my consciousness in a worm energy? But I definitely think that there's this seed of doubt, like, does pile 3 really like love me as much as they say they do, or like me? Like, why me? Why do they truly? I feel like they get insecure and they doubt themselves sometimes, but I feel like they're always just reminded of how solid your connection is. And I also think that any challenges you face are well worth it. I also feel like with the Black Diamond as well, they just feel, I feel like you helped them in terms of their mindset. Like they feel strong enough to face a lot of the wounds that may have held them back in the past. I also feel like you see things in a way that they don't. And so I feel like you help them see solutions and see things from perspectives that they wouldn't originally see. I also feel like if for whatever reason this relationship is long distance, or there are times where you have to spend like extended periods apart, I feel like your person, like you are the first thing that they think about when they wake up, and like the last thing they think about when they go to bed. And I feel like they see your connection as very strong, but I feel like they see themselves sometimes as weak. And sometimes they might worry of like, what if I'm not enough? Like what if like, you know, what if I can't be as strong as pile 3? I feel like sometimes they think that you're the stronger one out of the two of you, but I would be willing to bet you disagree with that. I think it's just, you know, their own insecurities getting the best of them. But at the same time, I think ultimately they're just very protective of you and of the connection. So I feel like sometimes they might have fears about like something happening to you. So I feel like your person is very likely, they could be overprotective of you sometimes, like just wanting to make sure, you know, if you're doing something like, you know, if you're going out, do you have your jacket? If you're in the car, like put your seatbelt on. Like I feel like this person is just very protective over you, and they have fear sometimes of not being able to protect you, not being able to stop like any negativity from coming towards you. I feel like this person is so protective over you in a way where even if your person considers themselves cowardly, I feel like they would jump into action if you were in danger in a minute's notice. Like they wouldn't hesitate at all. And I think what's really beautiful as well is if there have been challenges between the two of you, I feel like your person sees those as kind of a figment of the past. I feel like they also think that you both have become stronger for those challenges. And I think that maybe, like, for example, maybe there were secrets that you both had hidden from one another in the beginning of the relationship that had to come to light. And I feel like your person may feel just a lot of relief that those secrets have come to light and that they haven't affected your connection. If you're like, what secrets? Then that message is not for you. Like, I don't think that this person would ever intentionally keep secrets from you, like, in a deceitful way. It could have just been that there were certain things that they were afraid to tell you, but this would be an element of the past. So if that doesn't resonate, then that part of the message is not for you. I think this moon has more to do with their fears and intrusive thoughts around the connection, but I think it's actually their, like, the stability of the connection and the safety that they feel with you that helps them kind of dismiss those thoughts and recognize, like, those are just my intrusive thoughts. My thoughts are not reality. And I think you've actually just really helped them overcome a lot of intrusive thoughts that would cause them to miss out on parts of life. You've really been such a good influence on this person. And I think they also just see you as a perfect counterbalance for them. And I also think that they just feel safe. Like, they don't feel like they need to keep you out. Like, they, if anything, they really love being seen by you. They really love how caring you are with them and how deep you are. I feel like you and your person's connection is very deep and very meaningful. And I think you both get each other on an intuitive level. And I actually wouldn't be shocked if there are certain people, and by certain people, I mean people that would be interested in you or interested in your person, that maybe stopped being friends with you guys or had to distance themselves because they were jealous of the connection that you both had. Like, they knew there's no getting in between the two of you because the connection is just so solid and so intuitive. I do feel sometimes though that your person might be afraid that you can read their thoughts and, like, they don't want you to hear their intrusive thoughts because they know they're not reality and they're just like their brain being dumb, you know what I mean? But definitely Google black diamond symbolism, because I do think that whatever that means could be how this person sees you and, like, meaning that you hold for them. But yeah, I feel like you're always on their mind and always in their heart. So speaking of their heart, we have the 8 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. And I really love this because I do feel like your person is maybe a bit guilty of looking at everything that's gone wrong. And I feel like you are just the gift that reminds them of what's truly worth it. It's actually interesting because typically in the 4 of Cups, the cups aren't spilled, but I feel like that is very symbolic. I feel like no matter what challenges your person goes through, you're like the light that reminds them of what truly matters. I feel like if they are alone with themselves for too long, they can get really stuck in their head and really get into, like, a more negative or more anxious energy. And I feel like you just get them out of that so easily. And I also think, like, in their heart, they just feel like you are the gift that they never expected, but you are the best surprise they could have ever anticipated. Like, I feel like they see you as a genuine gift from the universe. And I also think that there is just no one like you. Like, I feel like if when you met this person, if they had any unresolved issues with exes or things like that, I feel like you were and are the solution for them healing that stuff and realizing that a lot of the wounds that they had nothing to do with them, but instead were just, I don't know, I feel like your person could really take things to heart in ways where they like for example, a relationship failing, even if they were in a relationship with someone and that person, like, cheated on them, for example, I feel like they would have been like, I didn't do enough, like it's all my fault. Like I feel like things that are not necessarily their fault, they blame themselves for and really just kind of work themselves up. And I feel like you have really helped them realize that there's so much that was never them, but that instead was, you know, the people that they were with that just couldn't appreciate them, couldn't hold their light. And I feel like with the Four of Cups here as well, like they love being boring with you. Like they love doing simple things with you and just being with you. Like I feel like this person could happily stand in line at the DMV every single day with you. Like if they've got you by their side, they're fine. And also with the Eight of Wands here, in their heart, first of all, they're incredibly attracted to you, and your physical connection is something that is very meaningful to them. Like they love being close to you in that way. But also I feel like they're just very excited for the future with you. They're very excited for where you guys are going. I really love too that all of these roses are pointing up. Like they in their heart, they just feel like things are just going to continue to get better, and they're really excited to see where things move going forward. Maybe you both are moving together or something like that, or maybe they know in their heart that their intrusive thoughts cannot distort the truth that's in their heart, that this is a beautiful connection and one that they just feel very safe in. And maybe things are moving quickly between the two of you, but they know in their heart it's not because you guys are rushing things. It's just because that's the natural pace and that's how things feel. I also think, oh, this is so cute. I feel like they just love to tell you about anything and everything. Like they get so excited to be around you, and I feel like, oh, this is giving me like kind of Patrick Star energy, where there's like one SpongeBob episode where SpongeBob asks Patrick, like, well, I don't know, what do you do when I'm gone? And Patrick's like, wait for you to get home, which like is so sweet. And obviously I don't think that this person is just sitting there like waiting for you to get home, but I feel like you motivate this person to do the things that they don't want to do so that they can just spend more time and energy with you. I feel like in their heart, they just have so much passion for you, and you have lit up their life in a way that they didn't realize they needed. Like, oh, I'm hearing Haley Steinfeld. Like, I didn't know I was starving until I tasted you. Like, this is you just listen, pile 3. You do it for your person. Like you are everything that they could have asked for. They're so attracted to you, and like they don't have eyes for anyone but you. And I also think like they're just so glad that you came into their life. And I don't know if for some of you met this person by chance. Like I'm hearing the butterfly effect. Like maybe if this person hadn't done something like really small, they wouldn't have met you or something like that. And I feel like sometimes maybe some of their intrusive thoughts are like, what if I had never done that? Which like obviously doesn't matter because they did and you both met one another. But I do feel like sometimes they're like, they get kind of horrified to think about like, what if I had never met you? Because yeah, they just love you so much and they're very excited for the future. And I feel like in their heart, they're just energized and excited for what's to come with you. I feel like they're definitely going with the flow, but at the same time, they just feel this sense of passion, like they know things are headed in a beautiful direction, and I just love to see it. So in terms of what's in their soul, I really love this. So if your person had a difficult childhood, I definitely think that you are helping them heal their own inner child and become more comfortable with their feminine energy. Like I do feel like maybe this person is more used to being in their masculine energy, and you help them feel safe enough to be more vulnerable, be softer, and kind of connect to the more emotional parts of themselves, and the more, I think you help them nurture themselves as well. With the Page of Cups here, I feel like this person feels like they can be their truest self around you. I just heard Lego, so I don't know if your person has like a passion that stems from childhood, that maybe past partners like shamed them for these passions, like they should grow up and do something more adult, which is lame as fuck, and I disagree. Like, man, if your person loves Legos and that makes their heart happy, then they should play Legos. Also, speaking of Legos, it also makes me think of Lagos, like the city. Is Lagos in Nigeria? So I don't know, that could be significant. Forgive me if I'm not a geography expert, so forgive me if that's the wrong country, but the city of Legos could be significant, or the toy Legos could be significant. But with the Fool as well, in their soul, I feel like they just feel so much lighter. Well, I mean, obviously you are a light in their life, but I feel like there were burdens that they were carrying that they didn't realize were never theirs to carry in the first place. And I feel like they just feel really excited for the future with you. Like with the Fool card being here, I feel like they see a new beginning with you, and one where there's no pressure. It's like you guys are just seeing where things go and trusting in how things unfold. And I feel like this person has let go a lot of past burdens that they're carrying. Like they feel safe to take a leap of faith with you. And if they already have taken a leap of faith with you, I think that they're very, very glad that they have. And with the Page of Cups, they love how things are just so light and fun with you. Like they don't feel this sense of burden or this sense of like, there's never a dull moment with you. And with the Page of Cups, I feel like this person just feels safe to create with you. Maybe you guys do like little fun creative things. If you do that, I feel like this person loves that. I also feel like you have given this person so much creative inspiration. And I also think with the Fool card here, they just feel so accepted by you. And I feel like there is a lightness that they feel. I can't stop saying the word light, but there is a lightness that they feel around you that they've never felt with anyone before. And if they felt burdened in past relationships, they don't feel that way with you. Like, and if there's someone that has a hard time trusting in the future or is very worried about the future, they don't feel worried about the future with you. Like, they just know that you guys are going to take things as it comes. And if you have a child with this person, or if you and this person want a child, I think that in their soul, they just feel like that is going to happen, and they feel like you both could be really amazing parents. It doesn't have to be like a human child. It could really be anything. But I feel like ultimately this person just loves how playful things are, and they love how real and honest you guys are with one another. I feel like in the past, this person could have been with people that played mind games and kind of were maybe very passive aggressive with them, or made them feel like they needed to walk on eggshells, and they don't feel any of that with you. They feel safe, they feel loved, and their feelings run deep. I mean, the fact that we have the King of Pentacles here, the King of Pentacles, I meant the King of Cups. Maybe the King of Pentacles is significant. Their feelings for you run really deep, and I feel like this person may not be the best at always describing how deeply they feel, but I don't think they've ever felt a connection as deep as they do with you. And I feel like you have helped them feel safe to express their emotions, and also express their emotions in ways that are genuine to them. Like, I feel like this person could have had a relationship in the past or a connection in the past where they couldn't be honest with their feelings because they knew that their person was expecting like a specific, like they wanted specific compliments and specific feelings. Like, I feel like their person expected them to express themselves in a way that wasn't natural to them and didn't express their truth. Like, I feel like this person expresses their love in lighthearted ways, in silly ways, in fun ways. They're not always like professing their undying love every single day, but they're doing like small things and just like flirting with you and like telling you how beautiful you look and how much you mean to them. But then at the same time, it's not like they're, I feel like in the past they could have been expected to like serenade or something like that. Like, I'm being a little bit dramatic, but I feel like there was just expectations of constant grand gestures that really stressed them out and felt inauthentic to them because they weren't in that place. Whereas with you, I feel like because you appreciate the way that they give love, they just feel so safe to not only love you in ways that they feel comfortable, but to express their love in ways that are outside of their comfort zone. It's like they almost would be comfortable with grand gestures because not only do they feel like they can give you grand gestures, like it feels authentic, but they know you're not expecting it. They don't have to go above and beyond in a way that they may have been expected to in the past, but they can go above and beyond because that's how they truly feel, and they know that that will be received well, and it feels good to them because they know that they're not just someone who isn't into grand gestures. They've just learned through you that they only like to express love in that way when they truly feel it. And in the past, it seems like they were pressured to give more than they truly felt so that they didn't upset someone. And I feel like you've just really humbled them in a way where they've realized, like, man, I am so glad that I don't have those connections in my life anymore. Like, they're so happy they're with you because, I mean, like, they just couldn't imagine being in a relationship in the past, like the ones that they were in. And I feel like they wish they could go back and tell their past self, like, listen, you're going to meet pile 3 and things are going to be so great and you're going to have a fresh new start, and they're never going to put pressure on you, and they're never going to make you feel bad for being yourself. And you're going to realize that, you know, you are so lovable the way you naturally are. Oh, that is so sweet. You you make this person feel like they can be themselves and safe to be themselves, and that is such a beautiful thing, and it makes me want to cry. Like, that is such a beautiful gift. And yeah, they just feel so blessed and so lucky to have you in their life. And I feel like they're so excited for life with you and how things will move forward. And I feel like they're just really excited to see how things unfold. I feel like they see unlimited possibilities between the two of you, and I feel like they're just excited to see where life takes the both of you. So pile 3, I'm going to go ahead and finish this reading off with some guidance for you. Feel free to take this guidance as it resonates. It doesn't have to be related to the relationship, but just whatever feels right for you. So we have this card from the therapy toolkit. So take this one as it resonates because it's kind of long and in depth. But for you guys, we have the topic of envy and jealousy. It is normal to occasionally feel envy and jealousy. Envy is wanting to possess and even destroy something or someone. Jealousy is a feeling of insecurity and inadequacy, often set deep in the self. Envy and jealousy can be worked through if you can honestly acknowledge your feelings, and envy can even inspire change. The destructive aspects of envy and jealousy lie in not acknowledging the deeper roots of their existence, usually stemming from complex formative relationships, and can lead to projecting unacknowledged shame and fear onto others. Do you often feel envy and jealousy, and how easy or difficult it is to dissolve those feelings? Reflect on how seen and heard you felt by your mother and father in childhood. If you had siblings, how did you feel attention and love was divided? Does jealousy and envy arise in your friendships or romantic relationships? Actually, this is really interesting because I don't know if this is directed towards you. It actually makes me wonder if you've been experiencing this from the outside, and this card might be coming to help you become more aware of how this is so little to do with you and so much more to do with, like, the people that are experiencing those feelings. Although if this applies in any way, feel free to take it. But I wasn't really getting that vibe from you guys, so I wouldn't be shocked if maybe people that you've had a solid connection with for a long time, maybe they feel envy and jealousy towards your relationship with your person, and they're acting in ways that seem unlike them, or you just don't understand why they're acting that way. And maybe you're like, am I doing something wrong? And I feel like it's not. It's deeper than that. And I feel like that could be the answer for you. But we also have, instead of taking on the fear of others, I reflect love. Yeah, okay, so that confirms it for me. So yeah, it's other people's fearful energy, and maybe you have friends that are afraid that you're not going to have time for them anymore or anything like that. But that's not your problem. Like, if they're that insecure, you know, obviously be real, be honest, but, you know, nobody owns you. Like, you don't have to. And maybe one thing that this person wishes you were aware of was the fact that maybe sometimes some of your friends guilt you into doing things you don't want to do, or you just go along with it because you don't want to create any disharmony. And maybe your person doesn't want to, like, create any strife between you and your friends. And maybe your friends even like your person, but there's just that envy and jealousy that they don't have something like that. So I feel like it could be more complex, and I don't necessarily feel like anyone that's experiencing this is like an overall toxic person, but maybe your relationship is just bringing up really triggering feelings within them. And so I guess maybe spirit just wants you to be aware of that. But we also have keep your heart open. So yeah, I would say, especially just when it comes to, you know, because obviously this relationship is really helping you open your heart. I feel like, you know, it might be easy to make assumptions or just push people away, but I would just trust what your heart is telling you. Like, if you need to set boundaries with someone and or even cut ties, feel free to do that. Trust what your heart is telling you over anything. But if you feel like maybe someone just needs space or time to work things out, or you feel like maybe you just need to take a break from from a friend or something like that, trust whatever your heart is telling you and trust that it won't lead you astray. But we also have, I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith are enough to allow my vision to become my reality. And so I feel like if you and your person have some sort of dream that you wonder if it's possible, I feel like this is spirit saying absolutely. The sky's the limit, and I feel like you both have different strengths, and when you work together, you can achieve a lot. But you guys got 3 different surrender cards, so let's go ahead and see what's in there. So to start, we have surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. We have surrender to the magic of who you are. We all have magic within us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that come from just being you. And finally, we have surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. So yeah, take some time to play with your partner and have some fun, especially if you've been getting overwhelmed or overworked. But maybe your partner needs to hear some of these surrender cards as well. But pile 3, I'm going to go ahead and move over to the extended now, which I am very excited to look at. But if you are leaving me here, which is absolutely fine, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for letting me sit in this beautiful energy. And thank you so much for letting my ads play in the background. That is one of the simplest and easiest ways to support me. But if you'd like to support me in other ways, you can like this video, which is incredibly helpful. You can comment down below, let me know how it resonates. You can subscribe if you haven't already and click that little notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new reading. You can also check out my merch as well as my candles, which will be linked below, and my social media. Though do be aware of scammers pretending to be me. I am not offering personal readings, and I would never solicit a personal reading from you through DMs. I can barely text my friends back, but wee woo. That is where I'm going to leave this reading, Spirit. Thank you so much. Oh, Spirit. That's where I'm going to leave this reading, pile 3. I guess I'm telling Spirit too. Yeah, that's where I'm leaving this reading. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for letting me read your cards. I really hope this reading resonated, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, pile 4. Welcome to your reading, and thank you so much for being here. If you guys chose the Citrine guy and the final rose tarot, this is going to be your reading on your person's truth when it comes to you and your connection. So if you want a full breakdown of the reading, there is one in the intro, but we're going to start with the energy check, and this is going to be a very specific one. So on the left, we are going to be looking at who this person is. Now, if this sounds like someone you know, then you found the right pile. If it sounds like you, be warned that this reading is going to be from your perspective. So if you don't want to hear your perspective, I would pick a different pile. But if it doesn't sound like someone you know, then this is not your reading. Don't try to force it. Don't verbally abuse me. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and start by looking at who this person is. So to start, we have the Star. We have the Anchor, balance, stability, security. And we have Martyr, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. And then these 2 cards are going to represent how this person is viewing their connection with you. So to start, we have hostilities. And we also have Sophia, divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within, destiny. And then these cards are going to represent how this person is viewing you and perceiving you at this time. So to start, we have the Sun. We have House, stability, security, balance. Man, this card really said, can I copy your homework? And they said, I promise I'll make it different. And then finally, we have Exorcist, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. So, wow. Okay. First of all, I just have to mention, I won't be shocked if maybe you see yourself in both piles. or if there's just a lot of mirroring here. Let's just say that. So if you see yourself in a little bit of both, that's absolutely okay. But I will say that my intention is to channel who this person is and from their perspective. So if that's you, just know it's going to be coming from your perspective. But if you're asking about your person and it sounds like them, we found the right pile. Yeehaw. Okay, so let's start by talking about your person. With this star here, that obviously makes me think of Aquarius energy, though they do not have to have Aquarius energy in their chart. However, with the star being here, I definitely feel like the person you are asking about is in the public eye in some way, or just is well known either within their community or within a shared environment. No matter what, it seems like this person has a lot of admirers. They could have a social media following of some kind, or they just could be someone that people like look up to. They could be, like I said, well known within your community, or they could just be someone that has a lot of friends and has a lot of people that know of them and have a positive opinion of them. But it definitely seems like this is someone who is well known for their service. So the fact that the martyr says learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause, I feel like they've gained notoriety by serving in some way. So it seems like it's in alignment with their life purpose, and it seems like they're very happy with what they do, and it seems like they're well respected for what they do. Not only that, it also seems like they've been able to create a solid life for themselves based upon whatever it is that they do. And it seems like you see them, or they are, pretty stable and pretty balanced and pretty consistent. I do feel like one of this person's flaws may be putting other people before themselves, and maybe this star energy also represents the fact that maybe they a lot of people have a favorable opinion of them because they put others' needs before their own. And it could even just be that sometimes this person forgets to include themselves in the healing and in the help. I do feel like for a lot of you, you've likely known this person for a while, and it seems like this is a type of connection that hasn't necessarily been easy. I don't know if you and this person are like dating or something like that, but I wouldn't be shocked if there've been, I get kind of situationship vibes, and I also kind of get like, this is a situation where you and this person, like, there's just a lot of energy here, and I guess I'll kind of get into it more deeply, but I do feel like you see this person as reaching a level of significance in their life that a lot of people only dream of achieving. I feel like you see them as someone very impressive, and I will say you may put this person on a bit of a pedestal. And so I'll say right now, if you do, take them off, because when you put someone on a pedestal, they have no choice but to look down on you. And I would say it's extra silly for you to put them on a pedestal given how much mirroring energy is here, and we'll get into that. But I do feel like you see this person as someone who's very selfless and very caring, and whatever notoriety they do have, it seems like it's not undeserved, or it's not in vain. Like, I feel like you understand why this person has like a lot of friends, or is well liked, or is seen in the light that they are. It just seems like they are a really positive person, especially towards others. And it also just seems like they're very nurturing and very caring, and they don't just care about the people that they're close to. I think they care about humanity, and they care about giving back to the planet. They care about being of service in some way that is meaningful to them. And I also feel like they provide a sense of stability for people who struggle with that. Like, maybe they're just someone who is able to help other people feel more grounded and safe, or give other people the inspiration to cultivate their own security or do service themselves as well. I also think too, in other Lenormand decks, it's actually really interesting because I just ordered this bad boy off Etsy, and I'm kind of not shocked because there's a couple of differences. I think it's really funny that the exact same descriptions are here, because they're kind of similar, but they are a bit different. And I feel like in this case, one of the key words with the anchor card is permanence. And I do feel like this person has a permanent place in your heart, or a permanent place in your life, in the sense that you may not always talk to them, you may not always be involved with one another, you may not always be like hanging out all the time, but this person has a special place in your heart. And I feel like you just see this person as very special and someone that I feel like you just really care about and will always have room for. And in fact, maybe you aspire to be on their level in some way. Like, it seems like you both have goals around finding balance, stability, and security. So maybe you both are kind of on your own individual journeys right now, but that's kind of been a mutual goal. But overall, I feel like you see this person in a really positive light. I feel like the only thing that maybe you wish they did more was be unapologetic about their own needs, and maybe give more to themselves and less to others. I feel like you see them as well as somebody who is very protective of themselves and maybe kind of closed off at times. Like, it could be that a lot of people know of this person, but very few know them intimately. I also feel like you see this person as someone that has their priorities straight and is really just focused on what matters to them. I feel like you see them as an individual. They could be a bit eccentric with Aquarius energy. They might be a little bit different, a little bit unique, but I think you find that to be very endearing. And maybe you just see this person as someone who maybe you felt like you're not good enough for this person, or that this person is too good for you, or that you just didn't have enough to offer this person. But I feel like in the time that you've known this person, they've just only improved and evolved. So I feel like if anything, you likely see this person in a really high light. If there have been any difficulties with you in the past, you might hold some guilt towards this person, or you might be feeling like you might be curious to know like how they actually see you. I feel like if anything, this person is likely pretty, maybe this person was once more open with you, and there could have been some like challenges between the two of you that made them more reserved around you. But I feel like more than anything, this person is still like kind and fair towards you. I feel like if anything though, one of the things that has changed about this person is that they do have more of a backbone, and they do have better boundaries, and you actually could have played a role in helping them achieve that. But let's talk about how they view your connection, because I can definitely see here that this person feels like your connection is really special. And I would also say, if you see this person as a special person, they also see you as a special person. They feel like your connection did not happen by mistake. And actually, I feel like they see you as an inspiration for the things that they have achieved. Like, I do feel like you could have been a catalyst in some way, or you could have been just played an integral role in their growth and in their healing journey, and on their journey to finding balance and security for themselves. I do feel like though this person does have their guard up around you, and I think that's because there have been challenging experiences here. I feel like because there is so much mirroring, it's likely that there's a deeper soul connection here. So it's quite possible you both have mirrored a lot of triggering stuff, and there have been a lot of what's the right word? There have been maybe some painful experiences with one another, maybe around miscommunication, or just with things being out of alignment, or maybe just the fact that the intensity of this connection was too much for one or both of you to hold. It's actually really interesting that this person sees you as the sun, because I do feel like this person may have in the past felt like they were Icarus and they flew too close to the sun in some way. Like, they may have felt like they were maybe too open or too idealistic in the past with you. And if things just like if there were difficulties or challenges or conflict of any kind, I feel like this person either wasn't anticipating it, or they may have just realized like they were ignoring they were looking at things through rose-colored glasses. And I do think that's kind of a gift of this person. They do look at things through rose-colored glasses, but I do feel like they are more realistic now, like in terms of their energy towards the connection. I feel like there is an uncertainty towards you. Like they may not know what your next move is going to be, like what sort of energy you're going to be in. There could be times where they feel like you're very open, and then other times where you're not. I feel like there's just this kind of uncertainty of where you're going to be at any given point. But also, I don't think this hostility just extends to you. And I wouldn't even say that this person is hostile. I would say they're more so guarded. But I do feel like this person has hostilities towards the universe, where they're like, I feel like this person feels like this connection with you is something that they can't really escape, but at the same time, they don't want to escape it. But there's this kind of feeling of restlessness around it. Like they never know what's going to happen. They never know how the energy in this connection is going to shift. And it's like, even if you and them aren't talking or communicating, it seems like a lot happens on the 5D, and just the energy between the two of you. And I do think that this connection could have been very triggering for the both of you. And I think on this person's end, they could have just been very, maybe almost too open and too vulnerable in the beginning. And that kind of led them to get hurt. But I do feel like if that happened, they alchemized that situation and used it to their benefit. And so for you, you may like wonder what true energy like lingers, like because maybe you and this person haven't really ever talked about the past. It's quite possible that maybe when you do spend time with one another, you both just want to embrace the moment, because I do feel this like very good energy between the two of you. But I also think there's kind of like this massive elephant in the room that neither of you really acknowledge, and I feel like it's probably the energy of the connection. Also with Sophia here and divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within destiny, I do feel like your person sees this connection as destined, in the sense that they were meant to meet you, and they do see you as a very important person in their life. And I feel like no matter what, they're kind of at peace with the fact that things have happened the way that they have happened. I feel like if there were challenges in the past, they have forgiven you and like forgiven themselves for the mistakes that they've made. But I also feel like they think that this situation isn't over. Like there's still some things unwritten here. And I also think that they may not have chosen how things have played out between the two of you, but ultimately I do think that they are grateful for the experiences, because they have grown and evolved so much because of them. But there definitely is this energy of like guardedness, where they're just very unsure of, you know, when they do see you or when they do interact with you, what energy are you going to show up in? What is the universe going to bring their way? Like, I feel like that they just kind of never know what's going to happen. And so there's this uncertainty and this energy of like, almost like, just guardedness, I guess is the right word here. Like I'm feeling like almost like flinching if like something shifts even slightly. But ultimately I think that this person recognizes that your connection is special, and that it was brought into their life for a reason. And I think they also give credit to this connection for being a huge source of fuel and a catalyst for them to grow into the person that they are now. And I think that they would not change what has happened, and they also do not regret the experiences that they've had with you. And I also think that they still, to this day, see you ultimately in a positive light. But the thing is that I think it's really interesting, these two figures here. I still feel like this person sees you as a light in their life, but they see you much more realistically than maybe they did in the past. I feel like they don't look at you with rose-colored glasses the way that they may have in the past. I feel like they have a much more grounded and well-rounded perspective of you that is just very human, and recognizes that, like, you know, you have your light qualities, your shadow qualities, just like everyone. But I do feel like with the sun here, I mean, you could be a Leo or have Leo energies. But I do feel like they just see you as someone that makes them very happy. I I also think they find you very attractive. And with the House card here, I do feel like they feel a sense of home with you. I also feel like they feel very safe with you, which is very paradoxical because it's like they feel very safe and comfortable around you, but at the same time, it's like they don't know how long that is going to last. Or maybe when you're together, like communicating or with one another in person or something like that, everything feels very good and very safe, and this person feels like warm and happy. But when that time is over, they may feel a sense of dread, like, oh God, what's gonna happen now? Like, they just never know. So I do feel like they see you as someone who is also on their own journey and very much focused on finding their own stability and security and balance. But I also think that you feel like home to this person. And I also think that this person sees you both as kind of energetically being cut from the same cloth. You know, the sun is also a star. So I feel like this person also sees a lot of greatness within you that you don't see within yourself. And you might think that this person is just like blowing smoke up your ass, but that's not the case. They're being very honest about that. Like, they wouldn't lie about the value that they see within you. But I do think that they perceive you as overestimating your negative qualities and underestimating your positive qualities. The fact that we have Exorcist here, it is possible that you could have run from this person. The fact that we have fear of facing your own demons, and maybe that is something that has changed as a result of this connection, or just something that you have learned to start facing, because I do think that this person recognizes that you're not the same person that you were when they met you, and like vice versa. You both have grown a lot as a result of this connection, and like I said, the mirroring is just kind of on another level. I do think that they see you as someone who is also freeing themselves from their past, from their shadows, and from their destructive impulses. I feel like they are seeing you as someone with the capabilities of achieving a lot in life. I feel like they see you as having a really bright future, whether they are in it or not. And ultimately, I feel like they just really want you to be happy. Your happiness would make them happy. But I also think that there is hope that things will come together with you and them, but I think that they're just trying to trust in the universe's plan, and I think they have enough kind of on their plate, so they just kind of are trying to stay in their own lane. But I don't think there's a day that goes by that they don't think about you, and I also think that there is a sense of familiarity and just a sense of like feeling at home with you that they've never felt with anyone else. And I feel like you make them happy in a way that no one's ever made them happy, and it's not anything that you do, it's just the way you make them feel when they're around you. Like, there's just this sense of familiarity, and I feel like you make them feel seen. And it's not even like something that has to be spoken. It's just like they feel like you see them in a more authentic light, or that you guys are on the same level and on the same wave. I guess the best word would be the same wavelength. And there's almost this intuitive connection here that they don't quite understand, and it would be quite likely that you don't fully understand it either. But I do think they see you as someone that feels like home to them. And so I think for them, they couldn't imagine like pushing you away or being cruel or vindictive towards you, which I don't think it's in this person's nature to be cruel or vindictive anyway. But I do think, you know, you might wonder, like, especially if you did push this person away or run away from this person, like, you might be like, you know, why don't they tell me off? Why don't they bitch me out? Like, you might almost be anticipating like a roast that never comes, or a verbal reaming that doesn't happen. And I think it's because this person is aware of the fact that you both mirror one another. And I think that this person has recognized that anything worthy of criticizing about you, they have within themselves to some degree. So if they were calling you out for that, they would just be a hypocrite. But also, I do think that I don't think that it's in their nature to, I feel like they just have zero desire to be vindictive or be mad. It's like, I feel like when they are with you, they just want, especially if you don't get to spend very much time with this person, I think that they just want to appreciate the time that they do have with you. And I feel like even if, I feel like there is a part of them that does maybe want to discuss the past and what has transpired, because I do feel like there has been a lack of truth between the two of you. And I feel like you both might take for granted the fact that there's a lot going on an intuitive level between the two of you. But I do think that this person does have a desire to speak about things that you guys haven't talked about. But I do feel like at the same time, anything they do want to talk about with you goes right out the window once they have the opportunity, because I feel like your energies mirror so much that they may have a hard time knowing where like their energy ends and yours begins, and they may also just like completely forget what they were going to say, and it's like they're just so in the moment that anything that they had planned or wanted to talk about just flies right out the window. But I feel like you've brought a lot of light to this person's life, and I also think you've brought a lot of light to where this person has needed to grow and evolve, and I think that they're very grateful for that. And ultimately they see you as a very precious person to them. Like they see you as a huge light in their life, and I also think they see you as very attractive, and you could be very extroverted or like more outgoing, and I think that they just really admire your overall personality. I also am called to notice the fact that your person gives me more feminine energy. I feel like they see you as having a more masculine energy than they do, and it's kind of interesting because pink and green are both colors of the heart chakra, and pink is the more feminine heart chakra color and green is the more masculine one. It says who? I don't know, things that I've seen and people that have repeated it, so I'm repeating it. But I mean, obviously that's subjective in of itself. They're just colors. But I do think that this person sees you as like their more masculine counterpart, which like we all have a balance of feminine and masculine energy within us, but I feel like this person sees you as like someone that puts them in their feminine energy more. Like this person, this star person, might typically be more comfortable in their masculine energy, or might predominantly operate in a masculine energy, but it seems like when they're around you, they feel more comfortable to be in a feminine energy, and they see you as being in a more masculine energy. I also feel like they see you as just like very focused on your goals right now, and kind of just similar goals to them as like creating security for yourself, creating stability. And I also just think that this person wants you to be happy and wants you to live your life on your own accord and just live a life that you enjoy. So I feel like this person kind of has this not necessarily detached perspective, which I guess you could say detached. I feel like they look at you as like, they're not gonna try to chase you or like convince you to be in their life, but I do feel like they really wish you were in their life more. I do feel like they wish they could spend more time with you, but at the same time, I feel like they just want you to do what's right for you. They don't want to put any extra pressure on you. And also, I do feel like this person doesn't want to mess anything up. I feel like this person is afraid of like creating any issues or almost like poking the bear, in a sense of like, because there has been conflict or misunderstandings or difficulties in the past with you. I feel like they are kind of just not wanting to push their luck with you or be annoying or overwhelm you or anything like that. It just seems like they see you as being very focused on yourself and your path and your own goals, and they're doing kind of the same thing. And I feel like they're just kind of trusting in the universe here and how things will play out. And I feel like, you know, they're just kind of staying in their lane, like sending you love from a distance, or maybe they check in on you every so often. But I just feel like there's kind of this energy of no pressure, they just want you to do what's right for you. And I also just think there's this bit of defensiveness and protectiveness, because I do think that they have a lot of feelings for you, which we'll look at, but they don't ever want to do something to like ruin that connection or push you away from them. Like I feel like they just want to be very supportive of your goals and your dreams, and they feel like whatever it is that you need to do in order that feels right for you, like they want you to do that. They just want you to be happy. And ultimately, I feel like this person is fully at peace with the fact that like if you were happier without them in your life, like they would accept that. And ultimately your happiness is more important than their desire to be connected to you. But there is a really real desire to be connected to you and a desire to have a more consistent connection with each other. But I do feel like they're kind of just trusting that things will unfold as they will. More than anything, I feel like they're just afraid of the universe ripping the rug out from underneath them, or something like cataclysmic or catastrophic happening in this connection, but I don't really see that happening. I think that's more so their fears and also just a natural response as to whatever played out in the past between the two of you. I feel like this person is very afraid of something like that happening again. I feel like they never want that to happen again. But I don't think that whatever happened in the past between you will happen, at least not in the same way, because I feel like you both have grown and evolved a lot, and there's definitely been a lot of transformation, a lot of growth, and I feel like your person is seeing you as evolving just as much as they are. And I feel like they just see you as having a really bright future, and I feel like they're really proud of you, and they're just cheering you on from their own lane. So if that sounds like the person you are asking about, someone you know or yourself, and you want to hear more about yourself, then stick around, because this is going to be your reading. So we're going to go ahead and get into the tarot now. And while I shuffle, I did quickly want to mention that if you are interested, there is an extended for this reading. The full details of it are in the intro, but we're going to be looking at things like what is next for your connection, actions that your person will likely take towards you, action you're being guided to take. We're also going to pull a secret confession from your person that your person's higher self is going to expose. So a lot of juicy details. We'll also get channeled messages and even more guidance. So if you're interested in that, that will be linked down below. But if not, no worries. I'm just grateful you're here, and I'm excited to see what comes through. So I am going to pull 2 cards for what's in their mind towards you, what's in their heart towards you, and what is in their soul towards you. So I'm just going to give these a good shuffle, and then we will get into it. All right. That was a bad shuffle. I want a good shuffle. That's good enough. Okay. The Goonies, the movie The Goonies could be significant, and also there's like a Cyndi Lauper song that's like specifically in The Goonies where she talks about like the lyrics are like, it's good enough for you or good enough for me, something like that. So that could be significant, or maybe the 80s are significant. Okay, so Spirit, what's in pile 4's person's mind when it comes to pile 4? What are pile 4's person's true thoughts towards pile 4? Okay, we have the Emperor here. What is in? Okay, we have the Empress. All right, so this is pretty straightforward. I definitely think that your person sees you as like their ideal person. I feel like it's quite likely that they see a really real future with you. And I feel like this person is trying to be patient and like relaxed when it comes to your connection, because I feel like it's meant to come around when it will. And also, this is Emperor and Empress energy. This is like divine counterparts. This is like the Emperor is all of the kings put together. The Empress is all of the queens put together, which if you're like, Asa, what are you talking about? There are 4 suits in tarot, and each of the suits has 4 court cards, and the more evolved of the court cards are the kings and queens. Ooh, that song Kings and Queens by Ava Max could be significant. Fire song. But I definitely think that this person sees you as, if I'm going to be honest, like their ideal partner or the one for them. And I feel like this person, whether they resonate more with the Bachelor or the Bachelorette, I feel like they see you as their ideal partner, and I think they could actually have a hopeful future about the both of you coming together when the time is right, when you're both ready, and when you're both stable. I feel like this person probably sees themselves as being like a very eligible Bachelor or Bachelorette. Maybe they see you as the same way. I feel like they definitely see you as a catch, and I feel like they see you and them as being a power couple. I feel like they see you both as just being like perfect for each other in a lot of different ways. And maybe they have no clue if you see it the same way, but the fact that we have all this mirroring, and then on top of it, I have never had the Emperor and the Empress come out not only together that quickly, but like this. I mean, I think that this person sees you as their ideal partner, and I feel like they would rather be alone than be with someone that's not you, or someone that's not, honestly, I feel like they would rather be alone than try to force a connection with someone that isn't you, because I feel like they have this kind of idea in the back of their mind, like maybe they have tried to move on, maybe they have dated other people, and it's like it ultimately would not work out because you would be in the back of their mind, or like the connection would just become even more intense. And I also feel like this person is really focused on balancing all their qualities, but I do think that they see you as their ideal partner, and if I'm being honest, they really just see you as the one. And maybe they don't know if that's for sure, but that is what their intuition is telling them. And I feel like they do often have like visions of you both coming together. I feel like they see you as working really well together. And I think the thing is that the fact that you feel like home to them and they feel really safe when they're around you and like when you're together, I feel like is a really good sign. I think it's just because of the uncertainty around how things are going to play out, and the fact that maybe there's many things that you both haven't communicated with one another. There's like certain fears and anxieties, but I do feel like this person just sees you as their ideal partner, their ideal counterpart. Literally the energy of this, in every single other pile, I shuffled all the cards, and this was so powerful, I had to stop. So, yeah, what's the truth in their mind? They fully recognize you as the person that they want to explore a future with, and I feel like they're just going to continue glowing up and working on themselves. And if someone else comes along that fits that, I feel like they're open to that. But I do feel like it's almost like there is a place for you in their heart, and I feel like they're kind of trusting that this situation is going to come around. And I feel like you both are I feel like they think, this is what they're thinking. They're thinking that you're really focused on the same goals that they're focused on, which is abundance, financial security, literal security, focusing on your path, like becoming your best selves. And I feel like this person definitely has a very fulfilling life on their own, but I think that they see you as being like actually on their level, and actually someone that they feel like they could grow with and that adds to their life. But I'm going to continue shuffling. I'm sure there will be more messages for this, but like in all the other piles, I shuffled all the cards before I got to reading, but that was just like, oh my God. Okay, so Spirit, pile 4's person. What is in their heart for pile 4, please? Okay, we have the Star and the 9 of Wands. Okay, so that's what's in their heart. Then what is in their soul, Spirit? What is in pile 4's person's soul for pile 4? Okay, we have the Ace of Cups. And we have the King of Wands. What's on the back of the deck? Okay, we have the Page of Wands. Okay, so I definitely think like this person has a lot of hope for this connection. I think ultimately, I feel like they're coming at this connection. I actually want to start with this Page of Wands at the back of the deck. I feel like they're coming at this connection from a very like nonchalant, like trusting perspective, where they're just trying to be open to what is, because I do think that I feel like if they were looking at things through rose-colored glasses in the past, I feel like they're trying to not take things too seriously or jump to conclusions because they don't want to get their heart broken potentially again. If maybe they were too open in the past, or maybe you were just not in a place to be receptive to them in a way other than like friendship. So I feel like, maybe you needed time to grow and evolve. but I feel like your person is kind of in this energy of just going with the flow and just trying to trust how things happen. But the fact that we have the Star again and the Nine of Wands really tells me that they hold out a lot of hope for your connection. I feel like they think that this connection can and will come around if it is meant to. But I do think that there is this sense of like, I feel like your connection is incredibly special to them. I mean, the fact that we have Bachelor and Bachelorette in their mind, like, I feel like this person is saying like, I would rather be single and focusing on myself and growing than be in a relationship that isn't with pile 4. Like, I feel like it's not even necessarily that they're waiting for you. Like, I feel like if another Bachelor or Bachelorette-esque figure came into their life that they felt balanced and felt right, I feel like they would be open to that. But I do feel like they are saving their heart for someone truly special. And I think that there is conscious acknowledgement of the fact that you are the person in their heart. And I feel like they hold out hope, especially given how your connection has evolved and the fact that there's so much mirroring. I feel like they hold out hope that you feel that same intuitive connection of like, there's still more to come here. There's still more that is meant to happen here. And I feel like there is this energy of just trying to be patient and also just developing yourselves and growing and evolving. But when it comes to their heart space, I do think that they are very guarded when it comes to your connection, not only towards you, but towards letting people know the truth of their feelings. I feel like maybe certain people know that this person has like really deep feelings for you, or that they have never gotten over your connection. I actually wouldn't be shocked too if when you're in public with this person, like other people have noticed the connection or just like noticed the intensity that exists between the two of you. I do feel like this person holds out hope that this connection will ultimately have a happy resolution, or that you will come together. But I do think that there is this sense of like, they don't necessarily talk about you to other people, or they don't necessarily open up to other people about just how special you are to them and how much they love you, because I do feel like they think that your connection is worth protecting, and they don't expect other people to understand how special this connection is. But I do think that in their heart, it is quite possible, like for example, if they have parents that are still together or something like that, it's quite possible that they that whatever guidance their parents have given them about love, like they have found applies to your connection. But I also think that there is this sense of pressure that this person feels, like where this person seems like they're ready to settle down from the outside, or people kind of put pressure on this person, like, why aren't you seeing anyone? Like, why aren't you putting yourself out there? And I feel like there is this sense of like stress that where they feel this like unnecessary pressure, or where they may be guilted by people in their life that think that this person is just like, I don't know, either not seeing anyone, or they feel like, especially if this person is a woman, I will say, like, it is quite possible that people like ask them why they're not seeing anyone, or put like a lot of pressure on them to be dating or to be bringing someone home or something like that. But I feel like in their heart, they see you as, I feel like they just refuse to let go of the hope that this will turn out well. And I feel like in this person's heart, they feel like they would be going against what their heart is telling them if they just tried to move on and ignore this connection, or try to move forward completely from this connection. It's like, I don't feel like this person has let go of you or the love that they have for you, but they have let go of the when and how things come together for you, because I think this person has realized that there's something deeper here, and that they're not necessarily the one in control here, and neither are you. I think that there is a greater universal wisdom behind this connection. And I think with the Nine of Wands here, which in this deck is the Nine of Roses, I think that they they have a very strong sense of, I am going to do what I want, because I feel like there is a lot of resistance that they experience from their external reality, where not only do they feel pressure to be dating or to be keeping up appearances, but also there's a lot of external guidance that I think makes this person start to doubt themselves and doubt what they feel in their heart. But they always come back to their truth. And I think that there is this almost this fire that's fiercely guarding their love for you, because I feel like they know in their heart that they would never forgive themselves if they didn't see this situation through. Like they would never forgive themselves if they didn't give this connection the chance that it deserves, or the time and space that it needs to grow and evolve. And I feel like this person is very secure in themselves and very secure in where they're at, and I feel like they're not just gonna settle for anyone. So if you've been worried that this person is just gonna like start dating someone else tomorrow, just know that like there is the possibility that that could happen, but they would have to be on your level or even more incredible. And I feel like the odds of that happening are very slim, though I do feel like at some point, if this situation doesn't come around, like if you're never open to this person, or like if there is like a decision on your end that you don't want to pursue this or something like that, I mean, I do think at that point the universe will probably bring someone for this person, but I do almost feel like the universe is giving you both the growth and the evolution that you both need in order to sustain, protect, and nurture a connection like this. Because I do think that there is the potential, like there's real power couple energy here, and I think that you both have the potential to not just, I feel like you both could do things together that change humanity, not just yourselves, not just your community, but like there is a sense of like genius here where you both may do really powerful things together. And I think you both are meant to work together. I think you both are meant to be together. And if you feel that in your heart, I would say this person 100% feels that too and holds out hope. But I also think as well, they feel this, once again, we have this home energy. And so I really do think that they do feel this sense of home with you. And I do feel like they almost get visions of this future with you and this future of what your life could be. And so I think that in their heart, they know that they just have to, I feel like they have recognized that when their heart is truly ready to move on from this connection or move forward, they will. And the fact that their heart hasn't, the fact that their heart does hold so much hope and does feel like this connection is where their heart truly lies, I feel like they are going to continue to do that until there is some sort of clear sign that this cannot move forward or that it cannot grow and evolve. But I do really, bachelorette energy, I mean, this person, I feel like this person has seen you as the one for a very, very long time, maybe even after you both recently met, and maybe all of the things that you've gone through have made this person question that, but they always come back to the truth of what they truly feel for you. And ultimately, I think that this person sees your connection and sees you as very precious and something that they will defend and protect till the end. And I feel like part of the way that they are defending and protecting this connection is by kind of keeping it a secret and kind of maybe playing it cool, or just not really talking about this connection, talking about your connection, because they just recognize that a lot of people wouldn't understand, and this connection doesn't even make full sense to them. But I think that ultimately their truth is that this is something really special, and you're someone that they see a future with, and that they hold a lot of hope that there could be something really real between the two of you. So I think this person is going to continue to hold out hope that things will work out between the two of you until there is a clear sign that there is no hope left, or that there is no forward motion or forward movement. So in terms of what's in their soul, this is really fascinating. So we have the Ace of Cups with the first kiss. So I do feel like they, hearing Miranda Cosgrove in my head, the queen that she is, what's that song? Kissing You? Fire song. But that could be how they feel about you. But I do think with this Ace of Cups here, I feel like if anything, their feelings over time have only gotten stronger, and they might have felt lots of different things for you, but they always come back to this feeling of just pure like passion and nerves and giddiness, but also just like they feel that real spark and a genuine connection with you that they've never felt with anyone else before. And I also feel like with the King of Wands being here, I feel like this person is a lot more confident in their truth of this connection. I feel like on a soul level, they kind of trust that you reciprocate similar feelings. I mean, the fact that you guys are mirroring so intensely, and I also just have this feeling in my stomach right now, like kind of in my solar plexus area, that's just very like powerful, like this powerful gut feeling that this is something bigger than just either of you alone, and that this connection is something really special. I feel like they're almost just recognizing that spirit is guiding them through this. And there have been so many confirmations that there's something more here, and that when it's time, that will happen. At least that's what they truly believe in their soul. And I think that they are just trusting the evolution of this connection. I feel like they're trusting their own spiritual guidance. Like, spirit is their executive producer that they are trusting. And I feel like they are just trusting that when the time is right for you both to actually give this connection a real chance, it will happen. And I feel like they're definitely trusting divine timing in this case, and they're definitely trusting the way that this is going to unfold. I feel like they are just really focused on themselves and continuing to grow and evolve, and I feel like they are just trying to give you the space to do that as well. But I feel like they have just this knowing in their heart that they can't truly move on from this connection until you both give it a real good shot. And unless you would say to them, I am not interested in moving this forward, or I'm not interested in giving this a shot, like, they are going to continue to hold out hope. And they may not even believe you, because honestly, Pile 4, I don't even believe you. Like, this energy is too intense, and this person seems too serious, and like this energy just seems too intense and real for there not to be at least like a scrap of reciprocation. But I do think maybe if on your end, for example, you feel like you're still focusing on yourself and your own growth, I do feel like it could be quite possible that you do see this person as a motivation for wanting to find your stability, for wanting to grow. And I feel like this person is really confident in the fact that on a soul level, they feel like the universe is not leading them astray, and I feel like they will not regret seeing this connection through. Like, I feel like they would have no regrets. Like, even if things didn't end well between the two of you, they wouldn't regret it, because at the very least they saw it to the end, and they gave it their all. They gave you their full heart, and they really gave this a real honest try. But I feel like they know they would regret it if they tried to move on or settle for something that wasn't as powerful and beautiful and special and magical as the connection that they feel with you. They have not felt anything like they felt with you. And I think that you have helped them grow in so many ways, and maybe you have helped them grow through some really tough lessons, but I feel like they've come out just so much more confident and so much more powerful. And I feel like they're really trusting their divine guidance on this one, and really trusting that this situation will unfold the way it is meant to. And I feel like no matter what, they're just sending you so much love. And I think that they hope that you're at the very least somewhat on the same page, and they hope that they're not just delusional and thinking and feeling that way. But I don't think that they are. I just think that this is a very intense connection, a very powerful connection, and it can take a lot of time to be able to integrate something so intense on the physical plane and not have it be unstable. I feel like you both are grounding stability in your own energy so that you can come together and stabilize an intense but powerfully magnetic energy. I literally feel like when you both are together in a public space, like the energy, like you draw energy towards the both of you. Like, this is heavy power couple vibes. This is, I mean, for God's sake, The Bachelor, Bachelorette came out. So I definitely think that they just see you as, I feel like they can't see themselves with anyone else. And when they do try to picture themselves with other people or something like that, you're still in the back of their mind. And so I feel like they're not going to be able to truly move on until they have at least given this a shot, because I feel like they see you as the one, and the one that's always been in their heart even before they knew who you were. It's like after meeting you, like a lot of things just made sense, and the more that they've grown and evolved, the more your energy has made sense. So this is very, very beautiful. But I think that is very, like, Spirit definitely exposed this person. But as for this reading, I'm going to go ahead and finish this reading off with some guidance for you. So to start, we have Mother. Most grow up experiencing a relationship with a mother figure by and from birth or otherwise. This relationship is a hugely important part of your blueprint for relating to your own feelings and thoughts in adulthood, all of which you bring with or without awareness into your relationships. Look at certain aspects of this relationship when growing up. Did you feel heard? Was she calm or quick to anger? Did you feel loved, respected? How nurtured did you feel physically, emotionally, and intellectually? She may have been quick to anger, but you also felt loved. She may have been calm, but you also felt rejected. Try to find out what your mother's own childhood was like and how this affected her parenting. Lastly, how does your idea of a mother differ from your idea of a father? And what expectations do you potentially carry that do not extend to him? So that's really interesting. Take that as it resonates. But we also have, I see grace and possibility in all of life's challenges. And I definitely think that this is very true for like this connection. Like, I feel like the challenges of this connection have only brought you both closer to yourselves and closer to your own awareness of what you truly want from life and who you both are truly meant to be. But we also have first quarter moon in Taurus, release control. I definitely think neither of you are in control of this connection. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like if you are someone that likes to have control, I don't know how much you're gonna be able to hold on to that, because I do think the divine is in control of this one. But I feel like more than anything, the more you can trust yourself and trust what your heart tells you, and trust that what you're seeking is also seeking you. And if the things I've talked about mirror how you feel, just know that yeah, there's a lot you both are on the same page about, even if it's still unspoken. But we also have, I can decide today to recalibrate my energy and commit to love and joy. Yes, we all deserve that. We also have surrender denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see clearly and make the best decisions. Also, if you have denial about this connection, or about, like, maybe you don't think this person could have as strong feelings as you, or maybe you don't think that like you could be good enough for this person, maybe you need to surrender that denial. But also surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. So I do feel like when this connection feels right, it will flow naturally. And I think that part of that is learning to release control. But I also think, like I said, the divine is definitely in control of this one. And I think the more you trust and allow this connection to unfold as it will, the easier it will feel, and the less pressure you will feel, and maybe the less the intensity will, like, spook both of you. But pile 4, I'm gonna go ahead and move over to the extended now. This is very interesting, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what's next for you guys, and spilling more tea from this person's perspective. So if you are interested in that, will be linked down below. But if you are leaving me here, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for letting my ads play in the background while you do something else. I do not expect you to watch them. That is barbaric, but it is so helpful if you just let them play, because that helps support me. If you want to just support me without even watching anything, like if you have ad blocker or something like that, putting on a different browser and just playing my videos, oh my god. Some of y'all have commented that you do that. Thank you so fucking much. That, like, you're a real one. Thank you. But also, if you would like to check out my candles or my merch, those will be linked down below. Other simple, easy ways to support me: liking this video, so helpful. Commenting down below, letting me know how it resonates, incredibly helpful. Subscribing if you haven't already, and clicking that little notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new reading, also equally helpful. I also have social media, though do be aware of scammers pretending to be me. I'm not offering personal readings, and I will never try to solicit a personal reading from you in your DMs. But that is all I have for you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here and for letting me read your cards. I hope you all have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this video, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye!